What's up? Welcome back to the Sneaky League Pod.
Hi guys.
Hi, I am one of your hosts, Elaina.
I'm your other host, Janelle.
I'm Henny. I was about to say it, and then you beat me to it, and I was like,
well, we never say that.
I don't look stupid.
I'm one of your
Don't. Because y'all should know by now.
Exactly.
Especially if you're here already, make sure to follow us on all of our social media platforms. YouTube, Sneaky Link Pod. Instagram, Sneaky Link Pod. And then
TikTok.
our TikTok, which we need to
we need to start doing more on TikTok.
More shit on but our audio platforms, Sneaky Link Podcast.
Hell yeah.
Make sure to subscribe and follow all that great stuff.
So today we have this cool guy over here, Mr. Khanh.
How y'all doing?
Thanks for coming.
"What's up, Ohio?
on.
What up, Columbus?"
Nice to finally
Kinda
meet
got lost in the
you.
beginning when y'all did the clap. I didn't catch on to that.
We have to
So we
line up
know
the
what's
audio
going on
and
with the
video,
audio, yeah.
So that's how we line it up.
I felt like I wasn't involved. So I was
Okay.
You want to clap
Sorry
for that?
about that.
It's okay.
It's cool.
So what's up? How are you?
I'm good.
Thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having me, for sure.
yeah.
This is
For
dope.
those of you who don't know, Khan's like a designer.
Yes.
Throws parties.
He's like, I said cool guy. I was like,
Yeah.
cool
I don't
guy.
really just throw parties.
You
We said
you're
we
curate
added
the
it to the
vibe.
list. We added it to the list.
You curate the vibe.
I would say I like to build a community. That's what we
Okay.
call it.
Okay.
Okay.
Hence close friends. That's why it's named.
It is.
I
It's
get
called
that.
Close Friends. We'll get in that in a little bit. Let's start with, what are we wearing today? Henny, go. Your turn.
Thank you.
Take it off.
It's funny because we talked about this when I got in, but this is my third week straight in some CPFM. I didn't even notice though.
Sponsor her.
Yeah, please. Good people at team. What's up, teams? What up,
Yeah,
Catalyst?
they do actually have a new shoe coming out that I like.
I know. Is that the
Yeah.
one you sent?
I think Kenny sent it.
Yeah,
Okay,
the Air
But I
Forces.
asked if
Yes.
it was team.
You know, she's from Ohio, right?
Which who?
Oh.
Oh, Cynthia.
Oh,
okay. I didn't know that. I don't even know what she looked like in person. Like I know she
She
Asian,
went to Ohio State.
but
so.
That's
that's fire. That's dope. I didn't know
Khan's
that.
from Ohio. That's his shit. So
Yeah. What up, Ohio? I'm saying. But yeah, this is my first time wearing these since I did the Grinch content.
yeah.
Oh, like over
Yeah.
a year?
Over a year, yeah.
Damn.
Are
I
they not
forgot they were in there. Huh?
Are they not comfortable? Or
They're
something?
very comfortable.
I think they're super cute shaved down. I would honestly even wear them like super hairy.
I like them super hairy too. Now that I shaved them, I'm kind of like, damn, I wish they were kind of hairy, but like, whatever. But yeah, I like these shoes. They're really comfortable.
I like the soles. They're
Yeah.
And these
Are
are
they
the
really
flea
hard to get?
ones.
To be honest with you, these ones were kind of hard to get this time when I had got these.
'Cause these wasn't for everybody.
They're
No,
not for
they're
everybody. They're,
definitely
an acquired
not.
taste. I think a lot
tried
of.
No,
from
I'm
on
talking about
sneakers.
release-wise.
No.
Oh.
Were they on sneakers? I swear I tried from on sneakers.
So usually with CPFM releases, no retailers get them except for Dover Street.
Yeah, Dover
and
Street.
then of course Sneakers app. Outside of that, I mean, I don't know how it works over in Europe and Asia and shit. I would assume it's the same way. But I think that's the reason why that the brand has been able to maintain its, just exclusiveness and just everything, because it's not available to everyone and everything. And sometimes you have to keep that energy for a brand to be what it is. So I would like to see that continue, and don't make it available to all the stores, because I don't want you to
And
do
honestly, every shoe has been different. Every shoe
Yeah.
has been unique and not copy and paste, and the same thing
Yeah.
with different colors. So
Yeah.
I think that's like
Never the same
with the
colors.
exclusive.
No, Nike lets her cook, and they don't let a lot of people cook, but they let her
Don't
cook.
lick yourself on camera.
So
Man,
Come on,
let's
first
look,
man, you
watch
embarrassing.
you all up in the screen. I said,
but yeah, that my pants and shirt, I don't know. I think Nasty Gal, TikTok shop.
Henny joined the bang gang, right?
You feel me?
Khanh, you need to get some bangs.
Yeah.
Okay, you got to get out of frame, my guy.
Yeah, you know what you be doing. Don't
Kick
do that.
rocks.
He throws off the
Kick
focus.
rocks.
So,
No.
like, if he
Every
walks in
single
front of the
time.
camera, it focuses on him and blurs us out.
Yeah,
I'm like, get out of the camera.
We're going to put like
He
some
be fucking shit
barriers
up,
around
bro.
the camera or something, or on the
I
carpet.
swear.
But yeah, Khanh,
Khanh,
what you got on?
What you got on today?
Just a hoodie I'm putting out soon.
We like
Hoodie
it.
with the turquoise stones.
It's very nice.
Ohio State hat. I
Turquoise.
always wear this hat. And some vintage Levi. It's like some Levi shorts, some jorts.
Jordan.
and
I was about to say.
some Air Force Ones. I just kind of put some stones on.
Yeah,
there.
he's got
That's
some
dope.
cool stuff going on too.
I like
Just having
those.
a
I
little
do
fun
too.
with,
I'm liking the
what I got
turquoise
on.
vibes.
I need him in
I
black.
know. I think Pharrell had a lot of turquoise in his show. I
Yeah,
liked
yeah,
it.
he did.
That's fire.
Rhinestone Cowboys.
Yeah, there were some really dope pieces. I like the turquoise.
We were talking about this last week. How all the niggas in LA gonna look like cowboys.
Oh yeah, because who was it that somebody else just did like a thing, and it looked like cowboy-ish. And I meant to send it to you. Oh my god, I'm gonna have to find it. Was it? I don't think it was Ruigi. Who?
I mean, but his whole aesthetic is set on that anyways. It's been like that for a long
it was just
time,
funny. I
but-
was like, oh my god, there's literally gonna be a bunch of cowboys.
No, there's gonna be, but it's gonna look corny too because niggas is gonna be out here in some like fucked up boots
And
and,
the croc
like
cowboys.
It's not.
Oh,
It's just not gonna
I seen
eat.
an outfit like literally this past weekend, and the dude had a
dead.
whole cowboy look, but he had on some skinny jeans. And it just like
Fucked it up.
Just fucked
Fucked it up. If you gonna do it right.
Okay, I got on some flea market Carhartts and a Carhartt flannel because I'm working on
you about
myself,
to
you
work.
guys. I'm
You're a work in
working on
progress.
myself. Yeah, just a little top, and I think these are 2008, like vintage high top dunks, black and white.
They have aged really nice.
They really have.
They look good.
What color box did these come in?
Is the box orange or brown?
Really good
Just
leather
pulled it
on
out.
them.
No, they are. They have aged nice.
Yeah, they really have. Yep.
All right. I have on my sneaker of the year last year.
Is this your first time wearing these
No, I've
feel like
worn
you've worn
them one other time.
on the pod?
No. This is my first time wearing them on the pod. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I wore them to Anime Expo. No, LA Comic Con last year.
Okay.
That was my first time breaking them out. But they're all on airships.
Fire.
Also vintage.
Shout out
Wear
James.
mine.
Come on the pod.
Come on the pod.
Come on the pod, James. Let's talk.
He's probably like, no, not after our fucking post went viral, and I was like, that's why they're backdooring. That shit got numbers.
And Marcus
Yo.
on the pod. Skirt is Forever 21 actually, and then my shirt is a Hours shirt from my brand Hours. It says respect Black pussy because
Period.
by the time this episode drops, it's going to be Black History Month, and y'all need to make sure that you do respect all Black pussies out there.
Eat it
not
too.
just during February. But what'd you say?
She said, eat it.
Yeah, that too. That too. Treat it well. But yeah, so
that's
it's
part of
about to be
being
Black
nice.
History Month, and let this not be the only month that you do respect Black pussies out there.
Yeah.
Yes.
I keep spilling water on myself.
Come on, girl.
Sorry.
Catch-ups? Anyone pick up anything this
Nope.
week? Do anything fun this week?
I went to Scam and Jam, the homegirls party she throws every month. Good vibes, fun time. I wanted to go to Close Friends, but I think it was the same night. Was it Saturday?
Yeah. It was Saturday.
So, like we mentioned earlier, he throws this really cool party in LA called Close Friends. A lot of people go to. Can you tell us more about it, Khanh?
Oh man, so I think we put together Close Friends during like 2021, like the pandemic era. And I remember my homie linked me up with Drew over at third base, and he was like, "Okay, so we were planning this party," and he was like, "Let's do it in like I forgot the date. It was in June." And that's when they're about to
Juneteenth?
no, like the month of June. Not Juneteenth.
What is the first one?
But the first one was at third base.
Yeah, the
I think I
first-
remember going to that one.
You know, the first
we
one
go to that one?
the first one was at third base, but it was like the day that LA was opening.
Well, maybe not. Maybe I wasn't.
It
at
was
that
like
one.
that.
Yeah,
time
'cause
we're, like,
everything
about to
was still
open
closed.
Everything was
Yeah.
still closed. And I think the concept of the party when me and the homie Ricks put it together, we just wanted to throw a party where it was just a party. We didn't really focus on bottle service. And
Yeah.
we didn't
Yeah.
have people waiting in line, and we was going out to places, and I'm like, we just dropped like $1,200 on our table. And
It's
like,
expensive.
That's the only way to
Yeah.
get in. So I felt like
Yeah.
we need to bring that energy back, especially LA. And to be honest with you, I'm not from LA, so I felt like I wanted to make a event where like we can get everybody that's not from LA to come together and hang out, and then attract the locals, of course. But
Get the
just a
transplants
place where like
together.
everybody just hang out.
That's how it usually go, though.
Yeah.
The locals follow when the transplants are something popping.
I
Lock
mean,
and Key was a prime example of that.
Vibe, like
And the thing was the scene in LA, I felt like there's a lot of things that musically that was missing, and I felt like we wanted to also cultivate really trap ass music at a party. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So like, let's trap this shit out and just make it a vibe and have is an invite like is an open invite. You know what I'm saying? So we don't really judge others. Like you can pull up, and it's actually a good place to meet people. You know what I mean? We have like I think I threw a party after Accomplice. Okay, so. We threw one after Accomplice Con. It was a really good vibe. We had people
nice.
everywhere.
Oh
So
yeah,
it was really
I didn't
dope.
get to go.
That is true, actually.
That was at the. You've been doing at the Delphi lately.
Yes, so the opportunity to Delphi happened through a connection.
Where's
Our
that
homie
at?
Orkin, he used to run. It's funny, he used to run. It used to be the old Standard. But
Oh,
yeah.
that's what's
okay.
there. So you guys do it at
Yeah.
the roof, like
Y'all do it on the
by
roof?
the-
Yeah.
No. The roof is gonna be this summer.
Okay.
Okay.
So
Fire.
they're gonna get that together. But long story short, Orkin actually used to run and own a hotel in Columbus, Ohio.
Oh shit. Okay.
And then I got connected through our homegirl Celeste that does Viper Girls. And she's like, yo, I think this could be a good venue for you guys. And then ever since working with Orkin, it's been amazing.
That's dope.
He's just a guy that like, you know, if I tell Orkin like, yo, this is a new venue, give me a nice DJ budget, you might take a loss, but we got to bring energy here. And he understands that. So he's been one of the coolest guys to work with. He
dope.
understands of like running a new place and trying to make sure we get like, you know, the right crowd in there. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. And they also do a brunch every Saturday that my homie Reese and Nam DJ. So it's a little vibe.
Oh, really?
Is
What?
the,
a
is the food
brunch.
good? Like the brunch
The food is
good?
really good. Like they got a
Okay,
really
yeah.
smash burger that's really good. The drinks is
Ooh, I love me a
fire.
smash burger.
Is there like a name of that event, or is that just like?
I feel like
it's
have
called
you-
Danae's.
Oh, I've seen you post.
yeah,
Okay.
So they got like this drink called like the East LA. They do like different drinks
Fire.
that
I gotta
check that
captivate
out.
different neighborhoods in LA.
I love a good
and
brunch.
The
Me
drinks
too.
are like under $14.
That's not bad.
I could do that.
Okay, that's average.
They got bottomless or no?
Yes, I think they do. I don't know.
Hell
Don't
yeah, I'm
quote me on
about to pull
that,
up for some bottomless mimosas.
I'll pull
Yeah.
up
Nah,
for
y'all should check it out for sure.
Yeah, I know. Who was I? I think me and Nat were just talking about, or somebody else was talking about when like one of like I know you said third base, but one of the early ones at Close Friends, you guys did it up at the Room in Hollywood, and it was
Is that my birthday?
yeah, it was
Oh
so much
my
fun at the Room, like that little. But I love that
Nigga,
like
that
you
night.
pick up like
Ooh.
if they're not like these big ass venues, like you said, you're not going for like
Really?
Oh no.
not going for the fuck like the club vibe and like the bottle
Embarrassing.
service, and I love that it's like these smaller, dope, like intimate venues. Like, I think that really helps with the vibes.
Yeah, I think it gives like
Fritz.
it to me. It gives more like of a. To me, I feel like it's more of an East Coast feeling. So that's what you do when I'm in New York. You know, you just hop around different venues and stuff, and I feel like in
Yeah.
LA it's just really glamorous, and
Yeah.
for a very long time it was
Absolutely.
really hard for us to prove ourselves and go to venues because
Oh yeah, the club scene it
about
got
who
to be
you know.
too much. Like exactly like you said, like in order to get into a space and like get in and comfortably, because like you don't want to stand out in the middle of the fucking dance floor waiting at the bar for a drink. It's so
Or
inconvenient
spend so
while
much
you're
money
out.
to get a booth.
Yeah, and
or
then
a
by the
table,
end of the
excuse
time,
me.
you end up getting a table so you and your homies can sit comfortably and have like share a bottle. It ends up being like $1,200, and it's like, bro, we just wanted to go hang out, and that's not ideal, especially post pandemic. Like the economy, people ain't doing that no
That's
more.
half your rent.
It's
Yeah,
too much.
that's half
And
your
I-
rent.
That is some
I feel
people's
like that's why like
Yeah.
a lot of parties like similar to like what you got going on started popping up, and people are there for the vibes rather than like going out and standing in the fucking standing on the chairs, popping bottles, like spending all this money that you honestly don't have.
Yeah, and I feel like even if you do go to one of those type of parties, the people you meet are just more genuine. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I feel like when you're going to that place with just bottle service, you got hella girls that don't even, you know, they just there to drink their liquor and keep it moving.
Right.
So I just feel like we just want to create, I call it community at the end of
Yeah.
the day. You know what I mean?
I think y'all
Not
done a
bad
good
with
job
it.
at that though,
They
because
definitely
the same you see the same people in there, and then you might meet some new people up in there too, clearly. And yeah, like it's always vibes when we go to Close Friends. I feel like
I've only gone the one time, but it was really cool.
Yeah.
I enjoyed myself.
And honestly,
Yeah.
you guys really got like, because for a minute you guys were doing Blind Barber, like you guys got Blind Barber in Highland Park like popping. Like,
yeah.
Not
I
a lot,
agree.
because it was like a spot, but like after you guys really started consistently throwing parties there, like a lot of people started doing their
Yeah,
stuff at Blind Barber.
I think the thing is like, I mean, even for myself, like I really stand on being from Ohio and having ties with the Midwest because one of the owners that own Blind Barber, he's from the Midwest.
I didn't know
From
that.
Chicago too. So
That
you
makes
know,
a lot of sense
yeah,
now,
yeah,
because I
yeah,
remember
so-
Rello and Joe had a party out there, and
so he got
that makes
ties
so
in the
much
Midwest
sense.
and stuff. And then it's just that's the thing when I always tell people. Midwest people, we're kind of like immigrants. Like we be helping each other out for real. So
That's dope.
it's just one of those things where like it's a rare thing to have. Like, even when I met Henny, and I was just like, yo, what's up with sneakers and stuff? And she was like, shit, here's my thing, you know, what you need, I got you. And I just felt like it's very genuine because you really just want to, you know, help somebody, whether you give them a discount, you can cut them through the line, you can throw them an opportunity. I think that's what we do in the Midwest. We definitely love to help each other out and give each other opportunities as well.
It's funny with Kentucky because some people consider it the Midwest and some people consider it the South. So, like,
I think Louisville is like really more South. And then I feel like it's kind of weird because if you go to Cincinnati, like,
that's the Midwest.
Airport is in Kentucky.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? So I think, you know, I think the thing was when I was in Ohio,
Map where everything's at.
Yeah.
my homie Lee was
I
just
never
taking
been,
us to
so.
Kentucky a lot. We was going to Lexington really heavy. And then that's when I built the relationship, knowing like Dre and Nemo and then fucking with Joe at Oneness.
All my people.
And then,
Shout out
you know,
Oneness.
all the homies is down there. Like, so being from Ohio, we was able to travel around the Midwest. It's crazy because you can really get to a lot of cities in a short period of time.
That's dope. I didn't know that. Like, I'm kind of shocked. I was like, I didn't
No.
know they were that close to
No,
each
because I
other.
used to always go to Ohio, like, when I was coming up, like, all the time. So, like, I would be in Columbus. That's how I met, like, Jordan and, like, Chris Mars.
yeah.
All them. And then I remember, like, one of my first boyfriends. This is crazy. When I go to Cincinnati, I don't know if you know Floyd.
Floyd,
Yeah, so I was like one of my first boyfriends.
Oh, shit.
Like,
shout out to Floyd.
Floyd, he's Ohio against the world. He's the one who like created that whole like thing. So Ohio is so big. That's what's crazy about Ohio. It's such a big
I've never
state.
been.
Because you have Cleveland there too. People
They
forget like
said
there's so
Ohio,
many
like,
cities.
Ohio's the only state in America that you can hit 3 major cities in like 2 hours.
Damn.
You
Yeah.
can go to Cleveland in like 2 chains, and you go to Cincinnati in like an hour 45, hour 30.
I will say that Columbus is kind of the cooler city though. I feel like Columbus like has like the hipsters or like, you know, just like that type of like energy, like versus like all the other cities in Ohio, if that makes any sense. So I think that's why I always found myself in Columbus as well, because there was like-minded people like myself there. Yeah.
Major city.
I love all cities. But I can say like in Columbus, that era that a lot of me and my homies were growing on, we were like, shout out to my boy Jordy when he did Animal House. Like,
Oh yeah, those are the
was,
parties
like,
we would go
I'm gonna
to.
let y'all know this shit was so next level at the time. Like, he was the first to bring Dom Kennedy to Columbus, Ohio. He brought Kendrick Lamar.
That's her man right there.
You know, he brought Kendrick Lamar
You
to
don't know
Columbus,
it.
That's
Ohio
fire.
when he did the Michael Jordan song type shit. So,
Oh.
you know, we brought like Key and all these different guys. So like
Yeah.
that opened up like for us to have that musical ear to be like, oh, Casey Veggies at the time are bringing
Yeah.
Dom and all these different guys.
On
Especially
that side of the country.
Kendrick Lamar right now is like, damn, like he was the first to bring Kendrick Lamar to Columbus, Ohio. And shout out to my homie Dre from EST. He manages MGK now. But
Oh, shit.
in college, Dre went to Toledo, and him and, you know, he was a alpha, and him and his brothers, they threw a party. And he had a crew called Living Legends. And believe it or not, they brought Drake to Ohio.
Oh wow.
First
So,
time ever
that's
to
crazy.
bring Drake. And then they brought Drake to Columbus. And then that's when you seen Drake on tour with the same PRPS jeans and the Aqua 8s. This man was wearing them shit every time you went on nicekicks.com, even any city you go to, he wore the same. He wore the same fit because at the time that's what Drake was on. He was just touring, and it's just being able to see that from Ohio, and especially having like, you know, myself seeing Kid Cudi was just, it changed my life.
Yeah.
Like, seeing a guy like Kid Cudi, like, hold on, this guy's with good music. He's signing Ye. Like, this is that really just changed everything for Ohio for sure.
That's dope. I didn't know all
Yeah,
that.
little
A
small
lot of
history.
a lot of things was happening in Ohio. That's
Fire.
very true.
Okay, Ohio, I see you.
Yeah.
Lesson today.
I was like, oh, I didn't know any
Right?
of that.
Yeah.
Will anyone else do anything?
Yeah.
exciting this week?
I know that.
Or
The
this
week? No.
Oh, I got
this
a
week?
tattoo.
Yeah, this past
You got a
like,
tattoo?
oh, yeah,
I
what'd
got
you
a tattoo.
get?
What your
I
man
got-
tattoo you?
No, it was my friend, my homegirl Felix. She tattoos in Missouri, but she's like a Disney girl, but she tattoos and stuff. But I got my BB-8 droid from Star Wars.
Okay.
I got him on my credit card.
Oh,
I'm
really?
done.
Say
Cool.
less.
So yeah, this is the droid that I actually made at
Yeah.
Disneyland.
Oh,
So I
okay.
got him
That's
on
cute.
me. His name is BBUB3, spelled out like ube for like the pink, the purple yam ube. That's like in the Filipino culture and food and stuff like that. So yeah, because he's purple. Yeah, that's what I did this week. I got a tattoo.
That's dope.
Fire.
I want some tattoos.
Oh, actually, you know what I did on Sunday?
I know.
Her tattoo. She wants tattoos.
I just want a bunch of tattoos. Yeah.
I can, honestly, I don't think I want any more tattoos, guys.
What?
I know.
Really?
Surprisingly, I don't know. I'm just over it.
Tattoos fucking hurt. Like as
do
I've gotten
hurt.
older, I'm
They
like,
do hurt.
I feel like when you're younger, you can just take the pain.
I got
Older,
so
I'm
all my
over shit.
tattoos I got in my early 20s. I got like one tattoo like a few years ago.
I waited. That's why.
I want a
Yeah.
back piece, but I'm like, do I really want to sit through these hours and the healing process?
You know
Yeah,
they can
that's
put you
how
to
I
sleep
feel.
now for that shit. That's
Yeah,
what
that's
people
some
are doing
bitch
now.
shit.
Yeah.
The people who wear numbing
call me a
creams
bitch,
and going to
'cause
sleep.
I don't wanna go through that
tried
pain.
the numbing cream
I'm not mad at them,
before.
bro.
I'm not either.
If you can afford to do it, like I would do that.
Yeah,
I
that
could
shit-
afford that
getting knocked out is
goddamn
wild
fucking
to
medical
me.
bill.
I could see like people who get those
For a
extravagant
back piece, though, I don't think it's that bad.
The
Like, I
back
would
is
rather
the
get put to
best.
sleep for a back
Really
piece. That would take.
They literally feel their whole body up in one
The
spot.
back is so uncomfortable.
Which is fire.
It's fine.
But that's just weird to me too. Like I get it. I don't know. I think when I was getting tattoos 10, 15 years ago, it was just different. For some
You
mentally,
gotta
like
take all the pain.
it was just I don't know. Tattoos were just in a different place. Even my
That's true.
like it just I don't know. Yeah, people just want their body to be filled up. But you know, at the time when I was doing tattoos and my family had a
I mean,
tattoo shop, it was just kind of like coming in once a week. Like, let me get this. Let me
I
get
feel
this.
like nowadays things is acceptable.
It's just weird. Yeah,
for sure.
It's
Women,
like,
women do a lot of alterations to themselves. Am I ever gonna be mad at that?
No.
No. You just respect yourself and you do it. I mean, if somebody want to fall asleep and wake up like Wiz Khalifa, fuck it.
Oh, you're right. Okay, I guess you're not a bitch.
If I ever did a back piece, I would for sure have to do something like that.
Honestly, the
because-
back is super uncomfortable. My
Yeah.
lower back
I'd probably
piece, when
do
I got it done, I
numbing
sat
cream.
for about 5 hours, and that shit was.
I can't imagine that.
And you know what? I don't even like it anymore. As an adult, I'm like, this was not worth it.
Yeah, I can't imagine.
I got my
literally
stomach
can't.
tatted. That shit hurt.
I know.
My
that.
stomach wasn't bad. It was my side. I only have an outline. I was like, you don't gotta shade it. You can read
Oh
it.
my god!
Fuck that.
That was
when I
the
did
most
my
painful.
when he did my
Oh,
shin,
I
that
haven't
kind of
done
hurt.
shit.
Yeah,
I don't have
That's
nothing on my
three-
legs,
That's like
so-
3
I got
sessions.
one right here and it just hurts so bad. I'm never touching
What?
it.
Really?
The leg wasn't bad. You know what though? I
My-
have really
yeah.
chubby legs. Like I have a lot of fat on my legs, so I feel like the fat and muscles definitely different.
Make a
I
difference.
don't,
Yeah.
but all my tattoos are basically on my leg.
Yeah.
But like only my shin hurt, and then like a couple.
I can
things on
imagine
my
all that
face.
hurting.
Lower knuckles feel like razor blades.
Oh yeah, I don't.
I think anything on the hand hurts because
Yeah.
even my little baby ones on my hand
This
hurt.
one was like pretty. I mean, I thought it was gonna hurt more around here in the middle, but it was really like these edges that were like it felt like it would hit nerves and it would feel like it's here.
Oh, that's so. Crazy.
But I got mad respect for anybody who has their palm tattooed because that is insane.
Oof. My man wants his like armpits done.
Oh no.
After he's already had his head.
Good luck with
done.
that.
I'm like, ooh, you got it, guys.
crazy.
You got it.
Oh, you know
right.
what? Okay, one more thing. I did go to on Sunday. I forgot about it. Belladonna and Persona
yeah.
threw a vision board party.
Oh, yeah, I saw that. They look cute.
In
You and Leah went, right?
Yeah, I
That was
went. I met
cute.
up with all the girls. It was really cute. I wasn't planning on making a vision board at first, but when I got there, they had like everything there, all the supplies. They had really cute drinks. El Pollo Loco sponsored it.
Ooh.
Had like chicken
Okay,
and
that's
salads.
El Pollo
Yeah,
Loco.
so it was a really cute event. I ended up making a vision board, and I just loved it. Shout out Belladonna, and
Shout
that
out
was my first
Belladonna.
time at Persona. So super cute.
What is Persona?
It's another Latina-owned brand
Oh,
over
cool.
in, I forgot what that part of the city is called because it's not.
Where's it kind of at?
It's kind
Or
of like
past?
mid-city, but it's below the 10.
Miracle Mile? Oh,
No, it's like below the 10 on Adams, but not quite Culver City over there. You know what I mean?
I know what you're talking about.
I forgot what that area is
That's
called.
Lucky Dude.
Yeah.
We got a transplant. We got a transplant.
I'm like, I'm not from LA. No, because like, literally, watch. When I look this up on the map, like,
I'm glad
what?
you said that.
It's like between Mid City and Crenshaw, right?
Yeah.
Like that's right. I know what
It's
you're
like
talking about.
above Crenshaw,
Yeah.
but like
Okay.
below Mid City. It was like
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, no, it was on Adams, so it was right down the way from Johnny Pastrami. So I'm like, it's not in Culver
That's
City,
low-key
it's
good.
not
On
in Crenshaw, it's below. That's I'm like, what is this? What is this area called?
Hey,
I would just say Mid City, right?
Hey,
I guess so.
my guy, my guy.
Come here. Come on, baby.
Don't you dare.
Yeah, so that was fun. Also, last week, it wasn't drama.
It was not drama. It was not beef. It
was
was all light.
But we just had to
Party.
clarify some things about
Yeah.
things that were said. You know, we, some like some, are they homies? I don't know if they're homies.
Who's
but
homies?
Like if they're each, if they know about each other.
Yeah.
Who,
I don't
loose
know.
laces?
No, like
But-
I don't. Yeah, there's Loose Laces and Sneak Diss, and we kind of just mentioned their pod, you know, because we call Loose Laces mentioned something about us being industry plants and a joke. We commented on it. They posted something on Twitter because Henny was like said something about their name, and I had no clue who
We
they
genuinely
were.
did not remember the name.
Yeah, and then they took
we ended
Henny's
up getting it right.
Yeah,
what
they
we
took
said.
Henny's voice and turned it into intro, and it kind of ended up being a funny thing. Look at her face.
I don't fuck with everybody.
Yeah, and it's no beef
Honestly,
on my end.
Yeah.
Our end, but you know, can't speak for everybody.
I don't. No, there's no beef at the end of the day. There's none. But it was just like for me, like they had said something, I said something, then
of
it was
course.
like,
I
but
had
now
to
we're
let them know
good.
too that like anytime
don't do that
someone
fake shit.
says anything to us, like our walls are already going to be up.
Yeah.
We have to fight for so much in this community.
it's
Like
hard not to be
anything that we hear, we're going to get defensive about. Like something's
Yeah.
going to trigger us, obviously, especially when it's coming from a men's point of view, let alone a black man too. Like, come on now.
Yeah, and it feels
But
like when
it was all
it feels like when these things happen, it's like it's not just one thing. It's like in that day, it'll be like 5 different people
Yeah.
coming at us. So we're like super like in defense mode, and we're
Yeah.
just like, ugh.
But we know we can't comment on every single thing either.
Yes.
But they also had said something about our episode when we were talking about it too. So we were just
Yeah.
coming back and being like,
there's
Good.
look,
But
there's
it's
no
all
beef there.
love.
There's
Yeah,
no
it
beef
ain't no
there.
beef, it's
I'll
all
say that.
love.
Yeah.
But I still want the tape of you guys saying industry plants, because if you guys want to use Henny,
Yeah,
I
we
want to
wanna use
use
that.
that.
If y'all gonna use me on every episode, can I get some coins? Like, bitches broke.
Need
Come
some
on
revenue.
now.
Right.
And then
fuck?
also shout out Sneak Diss. They had replied back to something that was like they had said, we had said, and same thing. It's like no hate, it's all love. I appreciate you guys shouting us
Yeah,
out.
shout out Sneak Diss.
Yeah.
Fuck with y'all long way, always.
Absolutely, they're really cool. So if you guys don't know, check out their podcasts. Some more sneaker stuff.
Yep.
Okay, so did anybody pick anything up or no?
Nope.
Oh, I did. I picked up the Valentine's Day Air Force ones, the grade school ones that are like
Red?
terry cloth-ish.
Where'd you get them?
On Sneakers.
Oh,
One of my homies let me use his discount.
got
So
it,
I was
got it, got it, got it.
hell yeah.
I picked
Let me
up some
cop
too.
them.
What'd you
You
get?
got them too?
I went to Syndicate and they had
Shout out,
the-
Cindy.
What up, Cindy?
They had the CDG Air Max 180s in my size.
What's up?
Oh.
How much?
Ooh.
I just did a trade.
What
Fire.
color?
We love it. Store credit.
It was like the black pair, the black with the
Okay.
called like pink. It's like
Yeah,
a pinkish
I have
color.
those.
Fire.
Don't ever. I mean, I made the mistake of putting them in the washer. I'm sure you don't do stupid shit like that.
Yeah, I
but,
wouldn't do that. but-
In the wash.
bitch, I'm dumb. Don't. All right.
Certain shoes I can get.
Yeah, that's not the shoe.
Wait, what happened to them? What happened to them?
Okay, so you know, like, okay, so this
I
part
got it.
is like a cloth material. Like,
Yeah.
it's like a fabric or whatever. So like, but that's the part that got fucked up. But so that part was what was hella dirty. And when I had took like my Jason mark or whatever to it, it wasn't really working.
smeared it.
So I was like, maybe if I put hella shit in the washing machine, like it won't fuck it up.
Oh,
Wrong.
okay.
So like this part, the plastic part, that shit,
Just peeled, right?
like not all of it, but
Can you send us pictures when you get
I will. Now, if they're still wearable, would I like
yeah.
another pair? Yes. You,
Do they
you
shrink
get
or
me.
anything?
Yo,
No.
them
No.
things- them
Okay.
No.
things went up on price though. It was on sale. Now they're like
the ones you
The 180s?
The
yeah, they
180s.
went up.
No. Those. Okay, so let me tell you. So when I first got those shoes, I had got them at H. Lorenzo in 2018 when they dropped. Now, mind you, they didn't have a release date. They just randomly dropped them. So I walked up in H. Lorenzo just on some like, I'm trying to buy shit knowing damn well I don't got H. Lorenzo money, but I was still up in that bitch. And I seen them on the fucking, on the wall. And I was like, y'all got a 5? And they were like, yup, we only got 1 5. So I had bought the pink pair and the black pair. I wanted to buy the white pair too, but I was like, that's too much money for me to be spending like all that at
yeah.
once, right? So I ended up coming back like a week later for that white pair because my boyfriend at the time was like, I'll give you the money for them or whatever. I walk in there, they gone in my size.
course.
And all of them were gone.
Yeah.
And mind you, I can't remember what they were retail. Forgive me. I want to say it was less than 200 though. It was probably like about that price,
160,
around that
sounds
price.
about right, yeah.
But literally, as soon as like maybe like a couple of months went by, all them shot up like in price because There is a white and pink pair out there right now on, I think, GOAT in my size, and the cheapest is like $5 something. And that's probably about typical price, I think, for like all the sizes. You know, when you probably get up to like maybe the 13, 12, because that goes up a little bit more in price too, because there's less units. But for the most part, consistently, all the colors go for some money. They aged really well, and they're a good shoe. To be honest, I think that's one of the best CDG Nike releases ever, if we're being honest. So, yeah, I love that shoe.
Yeah, I was on Melrose and I thought I seen the CDG Cortez.
Oh, them motherfuckers was dirty.
I saw your fucking post. I was like, oh shit, did you get them? And then the next post, it was a fucking ceramic
fucking shoe.
That's crazy. See, look at these prices, y'all. Look at them prices.
The 6.5 is 12.
Oh shit.
Oh my god.
So
and that's brand new.
Fuck all that about what I was talking about. They go for way more.
For a while too. Barney's had a while.
Yes, when Barney's, especially when they had their last sale, like when they was going out of business, there was some random gems up in there. I was like, so y'all just been holding these in the back? Like, what's going on?
CDG Converse during that sale.
Yeah, what a time.
Damn.
All right,
Yeah, so the drops and upcoming. So the Vanessa Bryant, was it her that showed off those Kobe?
Yes, it was.
so, yeah.
It's always going to be her. It's not going to be anybody else.
Well, I don't know, because didn't somebody post those black and white Gigi's before her?
Oh, did they?
I swear.
I know they had hell to pay because she don't play that.
whole thing. She was
people
upset
were kind
about
of
it.
mad.
Yeah.
I was about to say, she does not play that shit
Yeah,
with
I
anything dealing with his
someone
legacy.
posted those before her. Anyways, I digress. Yeah, she pulled out those Kobe's. They were really cute. They had hearts all over them. Valentine's shoes.
I think
She
they
said it
were
was a
8.
PE,
Were they 8?
right?
Were they P's?
Yeah,
it's a
that they were
PE.
PEs, and I think they were 8s. All red, and then right with the picture of them too. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh wait, no, not
this
those.
was from 3 hours ago. See, I seen these. These are all
This was something else.
I did not see those.
And then
those
there's
are the
these.
ones I was
Yeah,
talking
I didn't
about.
see these ones either.
I
So
guess
there's
they're
like
both PEs.
really cute pink pair, and then the hearts. The hearts are adorable.
The hearts are cute.
adorable. I really like that pair. Damn. And then we also have a Kobe SB possible rumored
That's
release.
supposedly supposed to happen. I wonder how that's gonna look.
Let
me see if
you know
this
how
is a
chaotic that
pin.
shit is going to be, or might be, or
I need the
whatever.
balance to be there though, because here's the thing: like with the Jordan 4, it was easy to do because like it's such an easy silhouette to wear, right? Basketball shoes,
It's
it's a little bit different
That's the
story.
thing,
Basketball
like
shoes aren't
how-
easy to wear, like in
no.
everyday life. You know what I mean? Like if you ain't
I
a
mean,
hooper, like
a few
that
years
should be
ago,
looking corny.
we made it work though because everyone was wearing Nike basketball shoes.
Yeah.
like 2013.
Yeah, but
to
also like the pants weren't as
17.
baggy as they are now. Like the style is
That's
completely
true.
different. So
Yeah.
it's like pants. Like I don't know. People can't wear. Like I feel like people look stupid with like little skinny basketball shoes and these big ass pants a little bit.
No, wearing basketball shoes is not easy.
it's not.
It's
a
not.
certain
It's
style.
doable. It can
Yeah.
happen.
I think it's the Eric Carlson pair.
Is it?
Yeah, I mean, he did an SB back in the day with Kobe.
He did,
that would be
yeah.
fire.
Oh,
It's like
okay.
black.
That would make
Khanh with the
sense.
knowledge.
That would make sense.
I just thought about I remember he was like
That would be.
you're
That
right.
would make
he
the
was
most
the only
sense.
one that had it.
I remember
for
that.
real, and then it was like super lit at the
Okay.
time. Yep. I think that's
Guess
that's
we'll
what
see
that
what
Yeah.
what happens with
out?
those.
What else? There's supposed to be a shock drop for the black and red.
I heard it got canceled,
wait,
but we'll see if it
I don't know.
happens
I
or
had
not.
kept hearing it, but I don't
Oh, I
really
didn't know
know
about
if
it.
there is.
Should we show the pair that we have?
Should we show it down? We got the
wait,
pair.
wait,
We got a
later.
pair.
We're doing white.
We do, yeah. We're
Should
gonna
we do it for unboxing?
We'll do it for unboxing.
Yeah, we'll wait
Because
till
we don't have
episode.
an unboxing question.
Yeah. So we'll show the shoes later.
Okay, y'all gotta edit this because I gotta use the bathroom. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Break. And we're back.
Sorry, y'all.
Okay, so also I think this week it popped up these really amazing Air Force Ones to celebrate Chinese New Year.
I swore I thought they were.
Is that 365?
365.
And I swore that they were custom. This is too good for Nike to drop
these are
something like
gorgeous.
this. They look amazing.
They look like a bespoke.
Yeah,
They
That's
do.
why, yeah.
the detail on these are
they were custom.
insane.
The dragon actually matches up with each panel.
It's so pretty.
I love
like,
the little swooshes in there too. That little swoosh detail is like.
I love this
Chef's
gold.
kiss.
Like
Oh, I didn't see
365 is.
Oh, wow.
It's
You know what
a
these
steep
remind me
price,
of?
but the detail.
They remind me of those Clot Air Forces. Remember when they came out? They look like it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it reminds me of too.
They're really pretty.
Really nice.
365 available sneakers China, unfortunately for us. I'm really curious how many units they actually have of these, and like
Seriously.
if it's 365 asking like retail, I'm really curious like what resale is gonna look like.
They're gonna hit the thousands.
In America for sure.
Oh yeah.
You know what I wonder, because I don't really know much about like the Asian Pacific like stores, but like I wonder if they have the same rules as like they do in America. Have there's like certain, even though they say the tier system's out, I don't know if that's true, but like how they have certain tiers and neighborhood doors and things like that. Like,
so.
is it the same energy like in Asia Pacific, or will they release it at like larger retailers, like a Foot Locker? Or
No,
something
I feel like
that?
these are definitely not hitting.
Not at this
So-
price
not at that
point.
I think
price.
that's a quick strike period, and I think
Yeah.
they did the Year of the Dragons, which is more general release.
Yeah,
Okay,
which
got it.
is
Yeah.
right
So this will be
here.
for more of the boutique style type stores.
Absolutely.
Okay, got
Probably
it.
And-
exclusively to Asia.
But I wonder how many of those stores are in those cities. You know, because like I'm sure like Hong Kong, you know, Shanghai, you know.
There's a few. I think I'll be in Hong
Well,
Kong.
I don't
They
know
got,
if it'll
like,
be
juice and
available until
stuff.
Okay,
it's
Juice is
okay.
really big.
China.
Only China. Woo.
Yeah, so I'm really curious to see how those are gonna roll out. But if you can't get those in America, they got
Yeah, well, rank
The
it
Year
in,
of the
yeah, Year of the
That's what we
Dragon.
get.
That's what we
Yes. That's what everyone's getting out here.
Y'all do this to us every time. Like, why y'all do
okay.
this to us?
Hold on.
Like,
Oh,
I ain't mad
Go
at
ahead.
them,
Oh.
but
I mean,
I was on Twitter this morning and they were talking about this wasn't on the outline, but it just made me think about it, about how like there's no Black History Month sneakers coming out this year at all.
oh, they're not doing no Black History
They're
Month?
like, I mean, no shoes have came out. No,
Yeah,
nothing
they
has
have-
leaked.
that's
So
true.
like
We haven't-
by
we
now,
would've seen it by
we would
now.
have seen something.
it's Black History Month.
Yeah, exactly.
It's here.
So then someone else was talking about like maybe we don't need a Black History Month shoe just because like it's a corporate store, so like they're trying to feed us back like our culture and history, whatever. But also like we get something for Chinese New Year, we get something for Valentine's Day, we get like something for every other shit under the moon, but we haven't had a Black History Month shoe in like what,
I don't know.
5 years?
Has it been
4
that
or
long?
5 years? I don't remember the last Black History Month
I can't.
shoe.
I know it's been
Honestly,
within the last 5 years, but
yeah,
I
like-
can't
They
tell
used
you
to do,
what.
like,
They
a
did.
lot
There
of
used to
Black
be
History
some
Month
really-
for-
I-
No, there was a lot of Black History
There
drops
was,
in the past.
I had an Air Max 1, a woman's one that came out, an Air Max 1 Ultra. I had like a Jordan 1. There was like patchworky, black and white. It was really cool. Sold them, but yeah. But there's been like multiple other Nike basketballs.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of Black History Month shoes in there.
I would like to see a rebrand with that, to be honest.
Yeah.
If we're being
Say
honest,
again?
I would like to see a rebrand with like the Black History
Me
Month.
too. Yeah.
Just situation at Nike. I think it would be really cool if they would collaborate with Black designers
I
and
agree.
like drop stuff in that kind of way.
yeah.
And the same thing with like, you know, Chinese New Year or
Yeah.
like Indigenous Month or whatever. Like really fucking with
Honestly.
people who are working within that culture, doing whatever they do, you know, whether they're an artist or whatever.
I like
They
when
already
Jordan
have
did that
brands.
too, when they had the Jordan 1.
The artist series?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was dope.
Yeah,
Fetus.
agreed. I feel like they didn't let them cook more the way they should have, because maybe it's a budget thing. But like I do like the idea of it. I would just wish there was more to offer.
Yeah.
'Cause I don't feel like even a lot of people knew that was going on. If that makes any sense.
Yeah, and I feel like sometimes they limit the artists too that they
Yeah.
work with as well. But also they collab with like a bunch of Black owned stores, a bunch of Asian owned stores and stuff that they could have like you know try to do something like that for these given holidays that we get all the fucking time. But that was just something that popped up earlier today that I saw that was interesting.
It's true. Did
Topic
you
that was
send that
going
to
on.
us or
No, I just saw it this morning and I was just like,
I feel like
this
I've
is
seen something like that too on Twitter. I wonder if I've seen the same.
Probably the
thing.
same thing.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I know this wasn't on the agenda either, but this little pillow.
Oh, I saw you post this.
It's so freaking cute.
What is that? How come we don't get cool shit?
Because it says it's like a Nike birthday pillow available in Hong Kong, and like you gain access like with your Nike thing, like it's a special gift.
Oh.
It's like incentives, and I was like talking to the homie about this, and I was
They
like, I
hate
wish
us.
we hadn't, because when I had read about it, it said something about like I think if you have like a certain spending limit, like you get these
never mind.
incentives, like with Nike, like something like this, you would come in and be like, oh, blah blah blah, and I'm like, that would like really be fun if like they had like like point system or something similar to where like you get these like little Nike things with like the more that you buy, like that would be more incentive for people.
I think that would be cool, but it would also just encourage resale culture.
Oh,
think
absolutely.
About, people are just gonna sell it.
People are just gonna buy anything off there just to get something like this, you know?
Because if it's only available from that standpoint, then yeah.
But also that's kind of how sneakers was possibly getting ran. Was like, if you spend so much on there,
then,
you were getting
more access.
Yeah,
but shit changed.
You got them.
So. Would not be surprised.
Yeah.
So
let's talk about the.
Did you see this incident in the news
week?
About the Project Blitz?
Was it LAPD or whoever? Allegedly, Henny.
Allegedly.
Let's not.
Someone got arrested. That's not alleged.
Roy. What was the name?
Roy Harvey Jr.
That ain't his name, though.
Roy Harvey Jr., which is crazy because didn't they say the guy who assassinated Kennedy is like Leroy Harvey or something? Lee Harvey Jr.
See, I think that is his name.
That's his name. So I was really confused when that name popped up. Yes.
I did not see that, but yeah, we got sent this article about someone getting arrested for selling or
suspect arrested for four stolen Nike products that are worth $5 million. Because people were, I think Complex posted like $5 million worth of stolen Nike products, and it's not $5 million worth of stolen Nike. It's like stolen Nike products that have a value of $5 million.
So it's a value. So it's not. It's not the retail. It's the worth.
I'm assuming because it says it's products worth $5 million. So I think like that little wordage.
Let's scroll.
There hasn't been like too much about it. It was a warehouse in Hawthorne that they
and people are just pinning it.
From the pictures that were posted on
that's
here,
exactly where Project Blitz is.
This is literally Project
Blitz. And they got crazy shit in there too.
Yeah.
This is literally Project Blitz.
Allegedly, but you know.
Allegedly. Like if you go on
niggas who've been there know.
If you go on,
I have been there.
Well, somebody in our group chat said they don't know nothing, and they know these
they
people.
know. We can't
I
name
mean, like,
people.
look, I was like, what are they doing with these? But yeah, so a lot of these shoes, people put two and two together because these pictures that are posted on lapdonline.org are the same pictures that are on the Project Blitz website or something like
And Project Blitz is located in Hawthorne. I've been to the warehouse.
Project Blitz is a store?
Yeah, you know, Croatian style. Okay, so eBay, like Croatian style was like the big eBay seller, like early days. So like once like
it's a person.
Yeah, it's a person. And so like he has Project Blitz, which turned into this big ass thing. Like I think it was like 2014, like Project Blitz. I think Dre put all his stuff on Fairfax in that big room. Crazy. I think I have videos from there.
That.
Yeah, crazy collection.
That was where like Kylie and Travis was getting all that shit too during that time too.
Absolutely.
Because
Drake shops with them a lot as well.
Because Frenelations was also selling his shit.
Yeah, Fran was selling a lot of his shit, and not that this has anything to do with them.
Yeah,
but people are putting two and two together. Fritzy, get out of the frame, please. People are putting two and two together.
Absolutely not.
Look at him.
My God.
Get over here. And they are tying this back to Project Blitz. And if you go on the Project Blitz website, it's currently down.
Oh. Well, hot damn.
Where is it at? Is it on here? Let me see.
So there's your answer right there.
Elaina, detective.
Look, we will be back.
We'll be back.
No, like somebody, I see this in the comments and Complex posted this. It was like, we'll be back soon. So it's alleged, all part
Still
of.
alleged. No one's
saying anything, but this is available on LAPD.
They also said that they were working with one of the head of global Nike.
Yeah, right here, detectives along with Nike's global
So they've
security
been
director.
investigating this a long time. Because anytime you see when the Nike people come into with this shit, they've been investigating for years.
Yeah.
So this has been being watched.
This quote says, detectives along with the Nike global security director and other supply chains investigators conducted a search of the location and discovered thousands of pairs of stolen Nike shoes, clothes, accessories, and unique prototypes worth approximately $5 million. Insane.
Samples and shit.
Samples.
samples.
Crazy.
One of a kind.
37-year-old Roy Lee Harvey Jr. It read, Harvey Jr. is responsible for receiving, redistributing, and reselling high dollar amount of stolen property.
I've never heard this name before.
I've never heard this name either. And I looked it up. I was being a little investigator. I looked up that name and like, I only seen like one person's Instagram pop up and I was like, this person's not connected to any of these people. So I'm very curious who the fuck, like Treya said in the chat, who the fuck is Roy Lee Harvey?
But you know what's funny? That the only reason this is becoming a thing is because if it's stolen, it came from Nike. So he knows somebody at Nike. been doing this probably for a long time.
Allegedly.
He been making his money off
now
of this
that
shit.
Nike's been cracking down
But
on
you know,
their
Nike,
shit.
like you said,
Yep.
when we first started this
Yes,
shit,
Nike's been-
all them niggas got fired in Chicago.
Nike's busting in the doors like the
Nike's,
Kool-Aid
yo.
man.
Yeah. So they basically, anybody who's getting their money off of this shit or been getting their money off of this shit,
They're really
they
really
niggas
on
is
it
getting
now.
fired. Let me not
Crazy.
say that though, because you know, like,
Allegedly.
but you know.
Allegedly.
We can't be putting people's business out there
Yeah.
anymore. All of this is alleged and it's on the news and we're not making up these rumors.
This is all public knowledge, people.
Absolutely.
Don't get mad at the messenger.
Moving on though with our special guest.
I didn't say nothing. You know. I
I
didn't
know.
say nothing.
We be I don't know what the phrase I'm looking for is, but
What?
like
Being mess?
not being messy. Like what is it when you like shoot yourself in the foot sometimes? Like,
Oh, yeah. Sometimes we do be
Sometimes.
doing that.
but yeah.
And it be like that.
Anyways, Khanh, we want to get to know you better.
Okay.
Okay. So let people know like what you do, where they can find you on social media.
Okay. So I'm a designer. I like to do a lot of creative things as well. My Instagram is made by NGO.
What does that stand for?
NGO is my last name.
That's
believe it or
cute.
not. So I just kind of created. It really happened in college because my whole life I have like a very unique name.
Mm-hmm.
So when I went to a fashion school, all of my projects or my patterns or my paintings, I just put made by NGO.
Okay.
Cool.
So just ran with that, and then kind of was also at that point when you graduate, you kind of have that feeling like, oh, I want to get out of Ohio and go to different places, and yeah, I just was interviewing. It was hard. Like when you graduate college, it's like the toughest thing. Like I interviewed for Ralph like 3 times. Like Ralph Lauren's like my favorite designer, so like not landing that job, it made me pretty depressed. Like I was really upset, and then I went back home and just started doing some things and kind of trying to make money. That's what it was. Like just trying to put out product and figure out ways to make money, and then just things catch on. You start building again a following, a community, and then I had an opportunity to move to Philly. So I moved to Philly to work.
Oh,
for,
I didn't know you lived in Philly.
Yeah, I moved to Philly. It was my first corporate job to design at Urban Outfitters.
Okay.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, at the time I didn't want to take any of the jobs that's in Ohio. Like I had an interview with Abercrombie, and their culture changed a lot now, but at the time it really
Yeah.
something I really didn't want to be involved with. And then, took
What
my
year were
time
you
with
working in Urban?
that. I was there 2016 to 17.
Okay. That's still a good year for
Yeah, it
Urban.
was a great,
Yeah.
it was a
Yeah.
great year. They
Yeah.
was actually doing some cool things back then, and ended up getting fired.
True.
Believe it or not. I let my cousin use my. I was in Miami for Basel, and I was just doing too much. My cousin was like, yo, I'm about to go to Paris. Like, can I use a discount? And at the time, Urban had a lot of cool stuff. So
What's the discount?
Like employee discount?
60,
Oh,
40,
that's
I
a
would
great
wanna use
discount.
that too.
60%.
That's a
something
great
like that.
discount.
I want to use that
Yeah,
as well.
yeah. So I was just like, I got to catch this flight, but I took his iPad and logged in, And I said, just don't go crazy. Like, do 200, 400. So one
Call
day,
it a day.
I'm at work, I'm going over some swatches at work just like a regular day. And then like security comes and grab me. And
Oh shit.
That's
what
petty.
the fuck just happened? And my director's like, yo, they got to take you in this room.
That's petty.
I'm like, what's going on? And then they took me in this room. They sat me down. They printed out all of my discounts. And I'm just like, what is going on? It was like, your account been red flagged. It's been flagged. You had a purchase amount for like over like it was $1,200 or something. I was like, oh shit, because my cousin was calling me like your discount's not working. Long story short,
He was still like, it's not going through no
not
more.
going through.
Oh my
So
god.
long story short, I got let go. I got fired. That's what it was.
That's
and,
petty.
They actually was on some weird stuff. Like they wanted me to calculate how much money I saved through my discount. I'm like, for what? So I just got
For
in,
what?
like,
Because I ain't paying it back.
exactly. So I kind of gave them
Uh.
like a low number, and then there was like pretty much saying that, can you pay this amount back?
No.
No.
Are you serious?
And
Y'all
I
like
never,
that, bro?
I never paid it back, obviously, and then
What the fuck?
so at that point of my life.
I don't want to interrupt you, but like, were they able to trace back like?
Oh yeah, they
that
download.
okay.
No, they took me to the room. They download Like,
Oh my God.
But
like,
I mean, I know it was on your account, but like, were they able to trace back like that you made those purchases? Like, you couldn't say somebody
Like, can they pull up
stole your
IP addresses and shit?
Like, you gonna be like, that
Nah.
wasn't me,
Or did he have it shipped to his house?
no, it's like the
he ever
the
get the
transaction
stuff?
wouldn't even go through.
He was
Oh.
trying it.
Yeah, he was trying it,
But
and,
it
I,
was
and I
flagged.
admitted I was like, yo, that's my cousin. Like, you know,
Oh, yeah,
but
I can.
I'm trying to. At the time, I was so naive.
I
Like,
would've
I'm trying to say,
denied.
I'm really
I
like
don't
giving him all
know.
the information because I'm trying to save my job.
Yeah, like
I feel like if I cooperate,
you thought like
then-
honesty would like get you into
Yeah,
the
they still fire me anyways.
deny.
I feel like they probably were going to do it anyways.
Yeah,
You know,
regardless,
and then
yeah.
so that point in my life, I was like, all right, I'm like trying to interview for jobs in New York. It wasn't working out. Went to Ohio for a little bit, and one day I thought to myself, like, I've never thought about looking for jobs in LA, and my sister was living there.
Oh,
So I had an interview for like Guess, PacSun, and Forever
True.
21. Went with Forever 21 because I like my manager. He was really cool. So took my talents to LA. Couldn't really work at Forever 21. The design culture is too fast fashion. It's just too much. I like the concept and
got it.
do all those things.
That
So
makes
then
sense.
After I left Urban, I did speak to a recruiter at Levi's, and then I did like 8 months in LA, and then I landed the dream job to work at Levi's. So ended up moving to the Bay to design for Levi's, and then got laid off.
Oh, they're in the
in the
Bay.
pandemic.
Yeah,
so,
they're in the Bay.
Oh, I didn't know that.
so 2020 is when I got laid off there, and I've been back in LA, just kind of doing my own thing.
Oh.
Fire. Wait, were you you were designing at Levi?
Yeah, so I was on the I like did 501s, all like their high volume driving styles like 517, 510, and then I was also able to work on trucker jackets. I did a Mario collab, which is like one of their biggest collabs on a global aspect.
Okay.
Like Super Mario?
Super Mario
Okay, I
Brothers.
swear I remember that collab because I went
That
out
sounds familiar,
because when the
too.
Mario Land opened out here, I was online looking for stuff and I was looking at the Mario Levi stuff.
So the thing is like that collab was really big at the time because it was aimed to drop literally when the Olympics opened for Japan because they're open Mario World in Osaka.
Japan, yeah,
so it's like
first.
really a
It
like a
opened
really
up
a
there
big
first.
big drop for them, and I actually I feel like I killed it.
do remember.
Yeah, I was looking at this women.
do
I was looking
remember
at this
that.
jacket for the opening of Super Mario World and
Yeah.
shit.
Oh, that's
That's
cute.
so
That is
fire.
cute.
But yeah, like
And
these are
then-
so cute.
Oh, those are cute. I never even seen
That's
This
this before.
jacket, yeah.
Yes, that's the one I remember too.
And the 501s was really dope because if you find for every pair of 501s, I created four
Was it
different.
this one?
Just any 501s.
Oh.
I created four tabs for them, so you can get like a yellow, blue, green, or red tab randomly.
Oh.
So I made that option for people as a collector.
Look at the coin.
They're able to
That's
be able to
actually
purchase
really
all
dope.
That is
because you want to
cute.
collect them all.
The details are
You
nice.
want to collect
Exactly.
them
I
all.
was just
Now
like-
it makes me want to like
This
find a
was like
pair.
my
I didn't know
first
you
find
guys
out.
helped on that.
Oh. And I go to Universal
Yeah, for sure.
sometimes.
And
Oh my
then-
god, look at the
Oh my God, those are
buttons.
cute.
Oh,
The
that's
detail.
fire. That's
I'm
I'm
fire.
all about details.
No, the
I
details are
love
so
that.
good.
I literally just posted a video of me picking up a bunch of Levi's.
You did. She did like a Levi haul.
I did a
And we did an
whole-
overall to be like Mario himself. so
Oh, that's so cute.
That- I
actually
love.
really dope.
I love
that
Super
was
Mario.
really fun. And then I also did the New Balance Levi's collab as well.
Oh,
they had
okay.
one.
That was cool.
I'm looked at.
Levi's usually has cool collabs though. Like
That was actually the one collab when I was able to design.
Was it these
I-
ones?
No, I didn't do. We didn't get a chance to do the 990s. This is when they first
Oh.
introduced, I think, the 327.
oh,
Right. I think that was the number.
Was
I
it
don't
just
know.
shoes or was there apparel with it?
Yeah, right
This
there.
one.
That one. I'm sorry. Yeah, 327. Yep. So
Look at damn fucking $900 on StockX.
that's crazy.
I didn't know they went up like that.
Well, the 7.5's $270, but
It's probably just
a
one
6
pair.
is $9, but the 8's $5. Like some of the prices are all over the place.
Yeah. So when I went into the process of making these, I told my director at the time, I told him I didn't want to make an all denim shoe.
Right.
So the shoe is probably 30% denim.
Okay.
If you
honestly
see the
really
other
nice.
side, it has like
Those are nice.
there
yeah,
you
the
go.
other
There you
sides
go.
have like the nylon from the New Balance, and it has like the leather. That leather right there is from the tab. So I wanted to make a shoe where it's just let's not do an all denim shoe.
Lovely gum.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
So this was the female pair, and if you zoom out, there's the gray pair and the blue pair.
Great.
Oh, the blue
That was
pair's
from
fire.
them. Yeah, that was cool. And then the apparel was actually really dope. Like we also did the apparel, which is really we did like a 501, and we also did like the trucker jacket to match. And that was
That's
actually
cool.
really
I
cool.
love
That's
that they
really
do. And then
cool.
I like that they sometimes, like, when they do, like, the collabs like that, they'll have, like, the Levi bag and the jacket and the pants. I
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah, and for that one, I wanted to make, in a sense, it matched with the shoe, but then you got like
Is
a
this
really,
one of them?
really
That's
clean
cool.
New Balance.
That
fit.
is cool.
And
Yeah.
not doing too much. You got that New Balance
Yeah.
fit. That was cool, and it was reversible.
Ooh,
And on the
yeah.
inside is like a big
Come on, 2 in
3M.
1.
The gray one was fire too. So yeah.
Oh, yeah. This
That's
one's
that's
yeah.
that gray
nice.
one's
That's
nice.
really nice.
Yeah, it is.
I like that.
So yeah, that was cool. Being able to
Oh, yeah, it is reversible. This is
Yeah.
like a little, that's dope.
yeah, reversible.
Oh, yeah.
That's
I wasn't
3M.
even aware of this stuff either.
Yeah.
A lot of this stuff dropped during the pandemic, and they wasn't able to market
the way
right
they need. Yeah.
Save that for later. I really like this color.
Pop up with the next episode. Watch.
That shit nice. No. I like that a lot actually.
I love
We
me
also
a
did
denim
a puffer
jacket.
jacket. We
You
did a
do,
puffer
yeah.
too for that collab.
Really?
A denim puffer. That was cool.
That's dope. I have to get the Mario collab now.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, those are really cute.
I like those jeans.
Super
I know, they're
cute.
really
Yeah.
cute. I feel like I had questions, but you were just telling the story so graciously. I just let you
Yeah.
go off.
Go ahead.
Okay, but like when you like prior to going to design school and everything, like what when you were younger that like inspired that? Like why did you want to get into clothes and fashion and all of that?
Believe it or not, with sneakers.
Okay.
Of course.
So like my family came here, like a big family. I had like 3 brothers and 3 sisters. We lived in like government housings. You know what I'm saying? So growing up, I lived on the north side of town. Well, I went to this school called Windsor, and believe it or not, it was a really big Crip neighborhood.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So growing up, I used to see things that I'm like my first shoe I fell in love was the pennies. You know what I'm saying? So pennies was really big, and I remember a moment in life when it's funny. I had a homie named Jordan. I think he was in the 4th grade. And I remember he came to school. This is when Jordan used to come out like on Wednesdays and shit. He came to school with some Flu Game 12s, but his was black and royal blue. You know what I mean? So his was kind of like representing his neighborhood where he's from. But to me was the whole, at a young age, I'm thinking like, this is the unique thing of black culture. Like being Vietnamese and being immersed in this was like, damn, the fact that his dad took the shoe to go get an airbrush so he can be
Yeah,
different.
that's dope.
Like the
So
customization.
it's not the red.
The
Yeah.
customization
That's
part,
crazy.
you know, the customization part came to my head. I'm like, oh, this is really cool. And then, you know, also, you know, seeing airbrush shoes and clothes
Yep.
and stuff. So like, it got me into the point of like, I've never was able to afford any of these things, but in my mind, I had the imagination of how I would wear it and do stuff. And then I think in high school, I think middle school was when I would like save my money and stuff, and I would buy shoes, I would flip, you know, and then I would just figure out ways to, you know, purchase the Bo Jacksons or this shoe or specific shoe. And high school was different for me because a lot of my homies in high school, like one of my best friends, like a lot of the homies were just selling weed and doing stuff like that. I saw weed one time freshman year, and me and my homie went on an ounce, and I smoked most of my shit, you know what I mean, at the time.
That's smoking your product,
I smoked
Smokey.
most of my stuff. He did his thing.
Never
and-
get high in your own supply, Khanh.
Yeah, but at the time, I
Smokey.
literally was just like, bro, like,
Like, I don't care about
we only
this
made
shit.
like
I'm
15.
getting high.
We only made like $15. This don't make no sense.
Well, the thing with like the weed game is like you have to re-up. So it's like you only make a small amount. Like when you're selling like
But when you're like a when you're like a sophomore, when you young,
Yeah,
Yeah, you a kid. You don't know what the fuck's
Exactly.
going on.
Like-
Yeah.
So then what happened was I started customizing clothes, and that's when I'm like, hold on, if I can paint this T-shirt and sell it to the homie for $80, I stole most of the paint. I used to go to, you know, I went to Michael's and Joann's. I stole paint, whatever, and I was like, oh, I go to the corner store, buy the tee for $5, I make $75, whatever.
Nothing but profit.
So at that point, I was just
fire.
making a lot of money, just like customizing shoes and shirts and stuff like that. And then a little bit after high school, I was a little bit trying to figure out like what's next and as well. And my homegirl at the time, we was on the phone talking, and she was like, Khanh, do you just see yourself just painting T-shirts forever? Like, do you see just like, you know, what can you do after this?
Yeah.
Right. And it was one of those things where I was just so like, damn, you're right. You know, so I used to go to this store called Embassy. That's where I used to go get all my SBs. So at the time, I was really into SBs. Like all of my homies were like, everybody was wearing Jordans and all like I call like the cool homies who were like wearing SBs. And I went to the shop called Embassy, and the guy, Eric, the owner, my boy Eric, you know, he was like, yeah, dude, like, you know, I got friends that work at Abercrombie. And I was like, what do you mean? What do they do at Abercrombie? He's like, dude, they design clothes. And I was like, oh, so you can actually go to school for this. You know, like, I didn't know this. I didn't know none of these things, right?
They don't teach you that in school.
Yeah, so
They don't. They really don't.
And then next thing you know, I met this girl named Candace by, you know, doing local fashion programs and like fashion shows at Ohio State and stuff. And I was like, hey, Candace, I know that you're in the fashion program. Can you know, give me some pointers ever? She's like, don't go here. Don't go to Ohio State. It's like a good school for merchandising, but you want to go to the art school for design. I take a couple classes there. You want to go
specific.
there. So that's when I decided I had to, you know, ask my mom to be able to do that, and I ended up going to school for that. But at the time, I can say that I was I think me being this kid from Ohio, it's like in life I feel like it's a full circle moment. Yeah. So this is just let you know how I operated at the time. I really want to get back to that time of my life when I went to Embassy, and I was so fascinated with screen printed tees because I used to paint my T-shirts. I didn't know what screen printed tees were. Right? So at the time, I was like, Eric, who prints your shirts? And he was like, I got a guy in Yellow Springs. I'm like, Yellow Springs, Ohio? I was like, okay. So I got the guy's info and his address. I'm driving to Yellow Springs. And I thought it was like a hick town.
I don't even know.
It was like,
I've
heard of it, but I've never been.
So like, I get there and I'm like, mind you, this is years ago. I like 15, 16 years ago. And I drove through there and I'm like, is this a hick town? So when you drive in, the first thing I noticed was the sheriff was a black guy. It was a black dude and a white girl just holding hands, skipping lines. There's a wheatgrass bar. I'm like, yo, what kind of town is this?
I was confused.
So even when I met with the guy that did my screen printing, his son was eating organic chips. Like I was so like, yo, what is this? And then he screen printed my stuff, and then later on kind of find out that's where Dave Chappelle lives at.
I was just about to say where Dave Chappelle lives. Because I know he lives out in
Yellow Springs.
Because I remember during the pandemic when he did that thing and he talked about like his place and like how a lot of the locals were getting mad that so many people are going out there for the outdoor shows because it's in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Okay.
So like just that type of mentality I had, like till this day I realized like I was going, that's how I was like going and seeking this type of knowledge. And some things where I'm like, I could have just went to a screen print shop that was like 15 minutes away from me.
Right.
But I didn't know no better, right? That was just the type of hunger I had. And then, you know, the process of me, the schooling process was tough. Like I had teachers that was very, you know, I've always stood out differently from everyone else. And I remember they didn't want me to finish my senior year over some bullshit of a class that I could take fall semester. I had to fight against the principal at the time to do that. And then I end up graduating, do what I do. And then, you know, last year they brought me back to the school to talk to the kids.
Did they?
So, yeah,
That's dope.
I didn't want to do it at first because I was kind of like,
you know?
I felt some type of way. But then my homie was like, that's the flex, bro. That's like, you got to do that.
Absolutely.
And then
get out of the frame.
Yeah, and then, you know, now it's kind of crazy because like the full circle moment is now when I go to Yellow Springs, I actually hang out with Dave Chappelle. I got a chance to really like just be around him. But the thing with Dave Chappelle, it means a lot to me because like growing up in like,
Sorry, we can edit that. We can edit it.
Come on.
You're like, what the fuck?
He is so stubborn.
Oh my God.
why don't you put him on the leash?
Fritz, come here.
No, he's getting worse.
Go to Henny.
Come on, bro. Jesus.
Okay, what's cool about Dave Chappelle?
No. So what was so unique with me and my whole thing with Dave Chappelle is when I was younger, my older brother was like a teenager. Like when we was like 8 years old, my older brother was probably like 17, 16.
Okay.
You know, they're a lot older than me.
Yeah.
And then I remember my mom was just like, you guys don't take your brothers nowhere. Like, let's take them to the movies or something. And obviously, the first movie I watched was Half Baked.
I was gonna say Half Baked. I knew it. I love that movie.
So
You got some connections
Something
there.
about that, I was just like, yo, I didn't know what they're doing. I'm just a kid watching, like, yo, this guy is funny.
Hilarious.
So ever since at that young age, I've always been a fan of Dave
Abba
Chappelle.
Zabba, you're my
Same.
only friend.
Always been a fan of Dave.
Y'all need to collab because I know he did a collab with Greg Lauren. So come on, Dave.
You know, Dave.
Did you
Dave
give
has
him, did you
worn-
give him one of your jackets? Like
Yeah, I
when you
gave
were
him.
out there? remember
I gave
that
him one of my
photo, yeah.
jackets, and I'm gonna be honest with you. Dave loved Rick Owens. That's his favorite designer.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you're always gonna see Dave and Rick. So he's on Rick Owens.
Yeah,
Ain't nothing wrong with
makes
that.
sense.
So one day if we can do something that's dope.
Niggas change their
I
mind.
got some ideas.
Put it
in
on your
mind.
vision board.
We're gonna manifest it. But yeah. So that journey, and then being able to, even there's a story of myself when I met the HR director of Ralph Lauren, and
Oh,
she
that's fire.
she was like, Khanh, like, she was honest with me. She's like, Khanh, like, New York is kind of like, there's a lot of fishes in this pond. And like, why would she kept it real, like, why would they get a kid from Ohio when they got so many talent around here? They don't have to pay to move you. They can just get a kid locally. And I was just like, oh shit. I was like, what should I do? She was like, change your address. So at the point, I was using my friend's address, and
Smart.
it was times I'll get an interview and like, hey, can you come in on a Friday? And I would literally lie like, oh, I'm working at this restaurant at LES. Can I come in? Actually, they would want me to come in on a Wednesday, and I'd be like, I'll come in Friday or something.
Yeah.
And then I would tell my mom, and I'm like, yo, I'm just finished screen printing tees at my dude's shop, and I'm like, yo, I gotta hop on this Chinatown bus. And I would just take this bus, go to Zara, buy a suit, wear it to the interview, return it, and then by Sunday I'll just go back to Columbus.
How long was you took the bus there?
Yeah,
so
it was
how long
like
was
a-
the ride?
Like a 9-hour.
Damn,
9-hour ride.
that is dedication,
Look,
people.
dedication.
You want it.
At the time,
Be
it's
like
like,
that.
I'm trying to, the thing was just trying to get out. I felt like
Yeah.
I was hitting a ceiling, but the best part about my time being there, I built the community and support, and that's just an amazing thing when you have that hometown love and stuff like
Absolutely.
that.
I feel like we've touched base on that before, like how bigger of an impact like you make when you like really resonate with your community. Because when you blow up and like you still have that communal support, it takes you
It shows.
longer and in the long run.
Because
Exactly.
they'll support you before anyone else
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's another thing that you see a lot of these brands like Amanier and all these different places, and you see Union and you see Born and Raised, especially Born and Raised. It's like they're so tapped in with their community, and that's
RIP
really
Sponto.
like once you hold that community, it's like that's really what you really need to have is community. So right now I'm in LA, and I've been building my community, and I do live in a Mexican neighborhood, and Sponto was definitely like my big brother. I've known him. Long story short, Sponto and my bro Dom, they used to own a store in Columbus, Ohio, a skate shop back
that's
in the day.
dope.
Yeah, so Sponto used to be mobbing in Columbus back in the day. You know what I mean?
That
Nobody knows
is
this.
what, yeah.
Yeah. It's called Industry Standards. It was like a skate shop with a studio, like a recording studio as well.
Wow.
And Sponto was in Columbus, and but yeah, being able to meet Sponto, and I've always admired about him and the community. So I live in an area called Boyle Heights, and what I do is like I know I am a cent of the gentrification at the end of the day. I know that me moving in there, I'm a part of that gentrification. But however, like my neighbor that lives like 3 houses down screen prints for me. You know what I mean? So I'm circulating my dollar within my community.
Yeah.
I'm always at the local Mexican spots getting tacos, and I go to the local car wash. My guy check on my car. Like I'm all in the community,
Yeah.
circling my
Still,
dollars.
yeah.
And I feel like that's the way how I look at things now. When I first moved here, I live in West Hollywood. I didn't really like it. I was like, this is too
Ugh, too much.
like living on Santa
Yeah.
Monica is like
Oh,
traffic. is crazy.
yeah.
Yeah.
So bad.
And when you live in West Hollywood, for some reason, everybody wants to come visit you every month. I was getting so
Tell
many
me about
visitors.
it.
Like, it was crazy. Everybody's like, I'm pulling up. I'm like, oh, wow, this is another visitor. There's so many people trying to pull up on you. And then now where I'm at, like,
Yeah.
everybody just never
Nobody wants to
pulling
come
up.
over to Boiling
It's cool.
Heights.
It's cool. I was like, this is cool. I like this. But yeah. But even in Boyle Heights is cool. I have like my local wash houses, my places I go get my stuff dyed, places that do all like my manufacturing and stuff like that. So
cool.
it's really cool. I really love that neighborhood, and it's becoming my community for sure.
That's dope. I love it. Okay, so one of the things you haven't talked about was you were on the HBO series The Hype.
Yes.
How was that? Tell us about
Is that the one
that.
with Speedy?
Yes, with Speedy.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
Shout out to Speedy. Come on the pod.
Yes, please come on the pod.
That's the homie.
Yeah, so the journey with the hype was just very, I would say very random.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It was the most random thing ever. Like, my homie called me one day, Jew was like, yo, bro, I think if you come on the show, you can go crazy. And I'm like, shit, I don't know. Like, I don't know how this entertainment shit works.
Right.
Was it the
How
first
does-
season,
How does
too?
it work?
It's
It was the
second
second season.
Okay.
I'm like, I don't know how it works, but all right, that's cool. Like, so next thing you know, I get a phone call and I'm like auditioning for the show, right? So I'm like, okay, I'm doing interviews and talking about myself, and I'm like, all right, this is. At the time, I didn't get a job, and it was meant to be because if I would have got this job, I wouldn't be able to do
Right.
Yeah,
shit.
because you were locked up in that hotel nonstop.
I remember because I remember talking to you during that time.
We
Yeah.
at the time, and like if you wasn't filming, like you were just in the hotel room.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the thing was, now being off of the show, I realized I have a thing where I felt like me coming from so much background from where where I worked at and stuff. I feel like they try to set me up. You know what I mean?
In what way?
So on the Friday, we had this like mental health like call on Zoom.
Okay.
So I'm like, all right, this is
Every Friday or just
no,
a
just
random?
like before you about to go on the show.
Oh, okay.
You know, so you
Okay,
get a
got
5
it.
o'clock call. It's blacked out. You don't know who's on the call. It's just the doctor talking to you.
okay.
You know, they got to do this thing before you get on the show.
Yeah.
Make sure there's no psychos.
I
about
get
to
off the
come.
phone.
Yeah.
I get off the phone. I hit up my producer at the time. I'm like, yo, like, am I on season 2? He's like, Khanh, just sit back. We don't know yet. I'm like, yo,
Like,
what?
okay.
So I'm like, I'm about to go out. You know, if this is gonna be my last night going out, I'm gonna go kick it somewhere, right? I'll go
Fucking
to
rage.
I'm about to go kick it.
Right.
So at 9:30, 45, I get the call like, congratulations, you're on season 2. Blah 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 blah. I'm like, okay, so I'm hyped, but I literally told the PA assistant like, yo, they're gonna pick you up tomorrow at noon. And I was just like, you know, is there a way y'all can like pick me up at like 3? I want to go to the garment district and at least buy fabrics and be ready for the show or whatever I'm allowed to buy. And they was like, no, you can't. Like, we have to pick you up, blah, 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 the set, whatever. So when I got ready for the show, I just packed 4 suitcases full of clothes and shoes.
Right.
I was like, yo, if I'm going to be on this show, I'm going to get these fits off. That's what it
Period.
was.
Yeah.
And
Wait,
you
it's
can't
filmed
wear
in
like
New York?
No, it's filmed out
Filmed
here.
out here? Oh, okay.
Like, you couldn't wear like Stussy. Like, it had to be like
Okay, like
non-branded.
plain.
So it was
Okay.
more like one of those
Stuff.
things where like
Okay,
you have to wear a lot of basic. I wore a lot of white tees and stuff like that.
Got it.
But when I got on the show, I really treated the show like it was a competition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
You won damn near every competition.
You really did.
So when I went,
It wasn't even fair.
Oh yeah. Honestly, I don't want to interrupt you, but like I think everyone watching that ending really expected you to win, and when you didn't, everyone was like,
I was
"What the
gonna
fuck?" No, it was like everyone
It
was
was
like
bullshit.
shocked because the
It was
person who won,
bullshit.
it was like,
like I'm telling you, like
So you were like runner up?
to me, like how I looked at the whole situation was, I kind of had some insight. Let y'all know. Now we gonna talk about. I'm gonna tell you though.
okay,
You know,
if you want to talk about it here, go for
I'm
it.
gonna talk about it. So
Leak of the week.
when
The week. You're right.
it's like when I first got on the show, I felt like I wanted to be very positive,
Yeah,
and I wanted to be like, at that point when Ron's, he had told me like, yo, this is bigger than you, bro. Like, I'm gonna be very real with y'all. Like, my first episode, I wanted to leave.
yeah.
I
I
just-
remember.
I
that.
felt like I felt like I didn't want to jump on tables. People was doing weird stuff, you know what I mean? And at the time, I was actually kind of like looking at everybody. I'm like,
I'm gonna look at
but
pictures of you on the hype.
But then later on, I came to realize, like, yo, I was brought here. You know, we all brought here to do something we love. Like,
Right.
It humbled me on that aspect. But every competition I went into, I literally drafted all the patterns from scratch.
Yeah. A lot of those people didn't even know how to
People were just-
design.
People
like,
were just like,
It's kinda in the cut.
the thing about it was like, I'm not mad at people bringing their patterns. They had more time to be prepared than myself. I didn't have
Yeah.
the preparation that I
Yeah.
Yeah.
should. But I know the episode with Shay, I'm cool with Shay. So he was like, gang. We was DMing each other at the hotel. He's like, gang, I just couldn't,
right.
blah, 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 blah. And I was like, oh, I get it. I was like, I can't come on this show and just win 4 in a row. right? And then there was a hint. Marnie said it when you watch the show over again. She was like, Khanh, you're winning so much. You might not even win. Or she said some little slick stuff.
Yeah.
And then after that, I realized, like, this is Hollywood.
They had it planned out already.
There's some stuff that, you never know. And then I just always wanted to kind of represent, like, being an Asian American, I guess, on a show. I wanted to kind of, like, present myself in a cool way. I feel like Hollywood, they try so hard to, make Asian males look weak for some reason.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's the truth, right? You know what I mean? So my thing was, like, I wanted to kind of, like, go up there and represent in a cool way, wear the right shit. It was a point where I was wearing Capital and denim tears. And they're like, yo, did you design this? I was like, yep. Because I was just like, I'm just going to wear this shit.
Shouted.
I'm just going to wear this stuff. You know what I'm saying? So.
Oh, yeah, you did. Like, what was your piece that was on? Like, because one of your pieces you made, was it on StockX or like?
Yeah, so I made like.
Yeah, they integrated the stuff that y'all would like win or whatever.
Yeah, 3 of my pieces, because we won 3 in a row. So like 3 of the pieces on StockX. I think my favorite challenge was
you
like.
Your homegirl, Tom?
Well, that's Knox.
Oh, no.
Yeah, but when we did that, when we worked on Offset's kids.
I remember that
was
episode,
my favorite one because that was a part where like when they sent us the measurements for his kids, they're all in centimeters. They're all messed up. We're like, yo, y'all don't know how to measure. And respectfully, these is his kids, so we didn't get a chance to like go up on them and measure them, you know. So that's when I had to use my brain. Like, okay, I took pattern making in school, so I seen a bodice that was a kid's form, and I just built the pattern off of that body, and then when it came on to when she wore it, it fit her like a glove.
Yeah, that little outfit you made for that little girl was so adorable. So like I wanted a big version of it.
Working with Knox was amazing because like me and her never had egos. We were just homies, and then
go back.
Knox was like doing one thing. Like I told Knox like, yo, focus on putting the fabric pieces together.
So cute.
I'm gonna work on the patterns.
That hint of purple, chef's kiss.
That's
chef's kiss.
That was a mistake right there.
But it worked
but
so
it came
well.
out to be work. Yeah. So at the time, the outfit was really dope. The jeans was cool for his daughter as well. So yeah, that challenge.
That little outfit was so cute.
Was crazy. And then the one challenge with marathon was really dope as well too.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So being able to represent Ohio on that, on HBO was really dope, and then being able to win that challenge to get a collab with the marathon, which is in the works, it was dope too. So.
Fire.
That's really cool.
Yeah, it was.
But yeah, so the whole being on that show was, at the end of the day, I tell people all the time, like, I came on a show and leaving the show knowing this show. A lot of people expect the show to do everything for you, but people don't realize like. It's really the groundwork after the show.
It really is.
You can't expect the show to just carry you off like that. So, I been working with my manager. We've been doing a lot of stuff. Got some collabs coming up. Got some cool things coming up. I'm just going to keep going. And I think this year I have a lot of cool things I'm going to be working on. And stuff.
Have some of your pieces been on LeBron?
Yes. Well, LeBron wore a pair. So the funny story about LeBron was when I made that pair of jeans for Unknown, it was funny because it was a size, I think it was like a 38. And I was
he can fit that? He's like such a big
He's
dude.
like a 36, 38.
Oh, okay.
He has proportionally has a really nice, like his measurements are really good. That's why like, no homo, like I've literally, I'll talk to one of my homies that actually, styles a lot of athlete, and he said LeBron, though I don't know, he's big, but like his form is like it works really well. That's how he's able to wear the Louis stuff a lot.
Right.
That's how he's able,
okay.
Like a lot of them,
slender.
A lot of them athletes
in
can't
those
really
areas.
fit. Like a lot of them athletes can't really fit all that stuff.
Yeah.
But LeBron can pull it off as well.
I didn't really think about that. That's kind of true.
Yeah, but the pair that he got is funny because that's the pair I went the hardest on. Like I was like, I'm about to go crazy on a 38.
Right.
But it essentially wasn't for LeBron. I just always told myself, like, I think the guys that are wearing the 38s and the 36, they don't ever get the love.
True.
So when I went into making that pair, I was like, I'm about to go in on this pair because somebody's going to get blessed. But when my homie Jaron hit me up like, yo, I showed Bron the jeans. He loves them. He's going crazy. My biggest thing was like, I knew the jeans. I was like, yo, it's not going to fit him. The inseam is not going to be long enough for him, right? So when he actually wore it, he killed it. It was a good fit. He had on the Louis Air Force Ones, a gallery department trucker jacket was really fire, and he had his stylist cut the jeans and the shorts, so he made them into the jorts.
Oh, that's fire.
Yeah, because it really wasn't gonna fit LeBron. Like it wasn't
But he made it work though.
He made it
That's
work.
dope.
Yeah, so for LeBron to wear that was actually
Is
really
that
cool.
on your?
It's on my Instagram.
Okay,
We'll
that's
have to
why I
get
was
that
I want
photo.
to find that picture.
Yep.
Was that like kind of an introduction with Spring Hill? Was that kind of like a thing when you got the job there, or was that had nothing to do with it?
Had nothing to do with it.
This one?
Yep. At the time, with Uninterrupted, I actually was on LinkedIn because I was like, okay, let me see what's out there. And I actually landed. I hit up my homie Mill, DJ Mill from Cleveland.
I know who that
out
is.
here, so Mill was cool with a lot of people in that camp. And then I just went on an interview for the job, and it was tough because I landed the job before the show even came out.
Oh,
When the show came out, it just
worked.
It was one of those things where I learned a lot about working there, and then also a good place where they're like, oh, I'm doing CompliceCon or I'm doing this, and my team was understanding, like, oh, okay, cool, that's fine.
Okay,
I said I have to take these days off to go set up and stuff like that. So they were like, the team was very like easy with me doing that, which is really
That's
cool.
dope.
That's good.
Yeah. So being able to be at Uninterrupted was dope. Like, designing this UN hat that LeBron wears every day is cool. So that time there was actually really cool. A lot of things happen when you get into this industry. As far as like you got to understand the economy and stuff like that. So with Spring Hill dealing with that writer's strike, it affected a lot of things.
Right.
Absolutely.
So I kind of, I left Spring Hill in July, so I'm back to just doing my own thing too. So
Would you do another like show again?
Yeah.
I don't know. It got to be a show that makes sense, but I don't know.
You gotta know what you're getting into too, because
I
you
gotta
said
know
you
what
felt
I'm
kind of
getting
played. So going into that, like,
Oh yeah, at the end of the day, like for real, like if you look at the caliber of work that I was producing.
no, I watched it.
Absolutely.
It was
Like,
bullshit. It was
The guy
absolute
that
bullshit.
won, like it was just I don't know.
Oh, I didn't even. I thought it was the gay girl that won.
I just remember he had bumblebees on everything all the time. Was that?
that was-
yeah.
that was
and I
his
get
thing.
that was his signature, but it was just like some of the stuff was just.
I think it just was at the end. I realized that like at the end, I remember Knox asked me like, "Do you think you're gonna win?" I was like, "I'm just be honest with what I said to her," and I was just like, "You're not gonna win, and I'm not gonna win."
Yeah.
And she's like, "Why?" I was like, "You're gay. They don't want you to win, and I'm Asian. Why would they want me to win this show?"
True.
Who was the guy that won?
This Winston.
It was the black boy.
Bartholomew.
Wasn't it the black boy?
Yeah,
Oh,
Barf
he's
ended up
black.
winning.
Yeah.
But the thing about Barf, like, no shade of Barf,
This guy.
he's
And
a
he had masks on everything. On everything.
Barf is
And this thing.
very skillful. Like he has the skill.
That's
like at the
it.
end of the day,
Like,
he
yeah,
sold
no
really
shade
well.
to him and his
No shade to
stuff.
him.
Like, I get it, but at the end of the day, when it was a competition and people were looking at like the quality and what was being put out,
Right.
like your stuff was hitting every time. And I'm not just saying that because like I'm your homie. Like your stuff is actually
But even from the
good.
standpoint of it being called the hype,
The
and you're
hype.
thinking about like we're thinking about streetwear, we're thinking about things
Like, how do you go from winning damn near every contest in the show and then lose at the end? Like, that doesn't make sense.
I mean, to be honest with you, like if you look at it, that's TV.
That is,
I know.
That is TV.
That's
I mean,
TV.
that's
They
why they
probably-
had so many
they-
different personalities on there too. Because actually, the girl Paige, when I was living in Detroit, I believe her and her sister used to go to Wayne State, and even back then they were designing. And I understand that like they had to have different types of walks of life for the show per se. But even when I saw the stuff that from what she was doing to even some people on there who actually didn't know how to sew, it was like, what's going on here? Like what?
I think when sometimes people cast for a show, it's like you got to be able to have all types of different characters on there as well. I mean, good people.
Oh,
different
absolutely.
personalities, whatever the case may be.
That's what they want.
But this,
though, too.
I don't know. I'm just like, when this happened, it was people saying that the ski mat, like there's somebody that did the mask.
Yeah,
thing
I
first.
seen
Like,
that
there's lot of
controversy.
stuff,
A lot
you
of
know
people
what
were
I mean?
saying there was already what?
Is that Mateo?
It looked like it, but no, that's that guy.
I mean, that's him.
No, I know what you mean. I seen that too. There was a big controversy of like another designer who was doing something with ski masks very similar, and they were saying like he copied that allegedly. I can't speak on it. I'm not trying to put that person's name, but that was a controversy during that. I do remember.
Oh yeah, this was the second season too, because there was the first season there was a girl from Kentucky on there named Caroline. She don't even know how so, and she was literally cutting up bandanas, and then she was like, "I know IG, like we're friends, I can do this," and they was like, "Bitch, go sit down."
I think like, to be honest with you, when it all comes down and boils down to everything, it's how people audition.
Oh yeah,
true.
It's like some people, they can put this persona, and then the producer like, this would be a great
because it's a
fit.
show.
It's a show.
It's a show. It's entertainment.
And they want personalities to clash.
Yeah.
You would think you should show some type of credentials of like what you know how to fucking do though before you get on here and embarrass yourself.
Yeah.
But there's one thing I would want to say about like even people that been on a show or people that watch the show. I had the honest thing I had to say to Alexander, that's my boy too. I said, I really hate these things. Like, I hate these type of shows because I feel like at the end of the day, like, we all do this because we all love one thing. Like, you guys can be like, there's someone with the shoe that you love, but you can't judge them because their outfit is bad. You're like, oh, they still have a passion for shoes or sneakers.
Yeah.
We all in a community all together. And I felt like one thing I really hate about the whole thing of being there was like, we're really running off this white director narrative, whatever they want to do. They pin us against each other, and eventually some people leave the show and they don't even like each other no more.
Damn.
And I feel like sometimes in life, like
because you guys all got the same goal.
Yeah, so I'm like, we're all in it. We're all in this thing together.
Yeah.
So it's like my biggest thing was like, so when I had the premiere of my show, and I was like, and hitting everybody up, I was like, yo, where are you? Because HBO didn't really do anything for us. Like, they didn't do no like premiere party and none of that stuff.
That's crazy.
They didn't even do that for us. So
You did that shit
You
yourself.
threw your own, huh? I remember.
I threw my own, but my thing was at the time I hit up like Chelsea.
Yeah, there were people from the show there. I remember we pulled up.
T Dion. I hit up people, and I was just like, yo, like, I got a venue.
Let's do something.
I'm doing the stuff at the Viola office. These are my homies. If y'all want to partake and we can do a premiere show together,
right,
let's do it. That was my whole thing of like being able to like, yo, I got you too. Like, we're it's like at the end of the day, like, whether people felt like I won the show or whether it felt like I didn't win the show, I honestly don't really give a fuck.
right.
I'm just like, I'm all so big on community, and I'm like, yo, let's do this shit together.
Yeah.
Like, let's not let none of these directors and whatever they storyboard they created to dislike each other. We're here to help each other out. So that was my biggest thing, was trying to be cool with everyone else. You know what I'm saying?
Because that's very true. Like, but like reality TV is never really like reality, and like I know that's like it touches.
Well, they
on
don't call that.
It's like touches on the base of reality,
Yeah.
but it's still like people like the producers and things. They'll create those narratives and those plot lines to pin people against each other for the drama, for the entertainment,
just for the storyline.
Storyline.
And I love how they put me on the show, because that was really me on the show.
Yeah, I agree.
It was times when like the director, like if so and so was getting into it, and they'll be like coming up to me and interviewing me while I'm working, and I literally look at them like, Pop, I'm not doing this right now. I got work to do. I was pretty locked in, and I think the thing that nobody knew about me being on the show, I found out a little bit about myself a little bit better. Like, I haven't done patterns since I was in college, and for me to tap back into that other part of my brain where I'm like, okay, I remember this. I remember this.
Like
so
muscle
then,
memory.
Muscle memory, and then just kind of. I think a lot of times, I think the first challenge was the most challenging thing, because we got I got the models to come. Well, actually, no, models haven't been there yet. We just have a paper of all their measurements, and I'm blind. I'm like at the blind. I'm just drafting patterns at the blind. I don't even know if this shit gonna fit this dude.
Yeah.
So it's 9:00. I'm going to producers like, yo, when is the models gonna get here? Oh, they should be here in like an hour. And the next the models get there like 1:00.
Yep.
So by 1, I'm already at a point where like, I just gotta sew this shit. I'm just gonna send a prayer, and hopefully this shit fits.
Hopefully it works.
And then the model came, put on the jacket, fit him like a glove.
Wow.
Like, oh wow.
There you go.
But that was a little moment of myself that I was proud of. I was like, oh damn, I could have really just let this shit sink. Like, the ship could have just sink. But then, a lot of that stuff was like things I felt like I was just having fun doing again, because once you get into a corporate world, like, design at Levi's and places like that, you don't really get behind the sewing machine anymore.
Right.
You know, so it's kind of
Yeah, that's crazy because you're literally making it from scratch. Like,
Yeah.
drafting the
from
pattern.
brain to
Like
Yeah.
even in college, I would say fashion design is probably the most expensive program there.
Yeah.
Because if we, for instance, we always start at patterns, then we make everything in a muslin, and if that muslin don't fit, we got to start all over. We got to go back to that pattern, redraw on that. So it was times I was going to Joann's just spending $100 something just on muslin alone. 'Cause that was our paper. And then if it don't work out, we just got to cut. And then by then I'm like, damn, I'm running out of yards. I got to run back to Joann's and drop another $120, $80 and stuff like that.
Damn.
So, you know, like a lot of kids in like graphic design, they can erase.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
We have to redraw patterns. So I believe it or not, the programming in fashion is really expensive. You know what I mean? You have to really, like, even to this day, there's a lot of people that don't know about shrinkage. They make something, the shit shrinks wrong, it don't fit right. They got to do it all over again. So everything happens for a reason. And, you know, that's the whole thing with me coming up with someone that says nothing grows overnight. You know, one day I was just laying there and I'm just trying to figure out what's next. And bam, I thought about it. Yo, nothing grows overnight. That's NGO. That's just the whole thing. And even when I presented the whole nothing grows overnight to Black Sam, you know, when we was discussing the marathon collab, and he's like, that's the marathon. He said, if that's something that Nip can hear, he said, because at first, I was the only person on the show that promoted 2 brands. Nobody didn't do that. So I did Made in Code Gallery, and I also pushed NGO. I was the only person that did that. So sometimes they would get confused, like, okay, what is this? I was like, this is the NGO stuff. This is kind of like more like the cut and sew side of like a piece. And then like the hoodie, the Ohio hoodie, that's Made in Co. So I was able to like, you know, promote two brands.
Yeah.
And then when I was able to meet up with Black Sam, I was like, so I have this Made in Co gallery stuff, and I just cultural formulate this thing called NGO. This is Nothing Grows Overnight. And then Black Sam was just looked at, I was like, this is what we rolling with. Like, this is the marathon, everything like that. So,
love it.
you know, for him to like it and fuck with it and know that if Nip was here, he'll stamp it. That was like cool to me. And I was like, all right, let's get it. So we have the collab happening. It's been a process as well. You know, they're doing a whole bunch of, we're all doing a whole bunch of 150 million things. But things has been designed. The sampling stages is coming along. It's going to get there, and it's going to be dope. Like, I think being able to win that challenge and being able to, you know, do something with the marathon and being able to do something with Nip is an amazing feeling, especially someone from Ohio and coming to LA.
To LA,
like
yeah.
Oh yeah,
That's
absolutely
beautiful.
Like, you really definitely have made an impact, like, while you've been here.
Oh yeah, agreed.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
100%.
So we know the marathon stuff. Can you guys get out of the frame?
Come on.
They be driving me
Come
crazy.
back over here.
Edit.
These dogs bad as hell.
They're bad as fuck.
Come on. Come here.
Why don't you put them outside?
Oh, he'll bark. Come on,
Oh,
Fitzy.
yeah, you're right.
Come on, Bubba. Thank you. Good boy.
Come on, let's go, boy. Come on.
So yeah, marathon stuff's coming out soon, or I don't know how soon actually. But what's next? Like, aside from that, like, project wise, like, I know you've done Complex the last 2 years. Like, what's the next big thing, or what's next on your radar?
Next on my radar, I'm gonna put out a full collection soon.
Okay,
Yeah.
that'll be dope.
It's
Look forward to that.
something I'm like, this is the time. I used to sit there and think to myself, like, I used to let the financial burden get in my way. And believe it or not, everyone asks me all the time, like, Khanh, what would you have done with that 150,000?
Damn, the hype was doing 150,000.
Yeah. So at the time, I would joke. So I'm gonna spend 150K on a chain, but the real reason about the 150, I actually was gonna invest and open up a more of a small manufacturing situation, so I can help like myself and my other smaller designers.
That's dope. In-house.
Yeah.
And then just kind of like, you know, I think the biggest problem when a lot of us go into producing a product, you find a place, you know, they do good stuff, but their minimum is like 300 units.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's always those things. So like, even if I would do 4 pairs of pants and stuff, I'm like, you know, it can kind of be a lot. So I wanted to create a place where we focus on small batch. Or like,
Dope.
oh, if you came and
love
you
that
want to
idea.
make a pair of cargos like these, if you only can move 30 units, we can do that for you.
Yeah.
You know? So I'm actually linking up my homie Antoine, that he works over at Stussy, and secretly we've been building a small. We're gonna be in a point of doing a small manufacturing situation.
Dope.
So hopefully that comes.
We're gonna need a small batch of Sneaky Leak teas,
Right? That's exactly what I was thinking.
Small batch.
Yeah, so I'm excited for that because
3.
I'm gonna be able to use that into my advantage.
That's dope.
To really take it to the level I wanted to.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
because then that kind of cuts out like the middleman of the manufacturer.
You know, a lot of the stuff I've been learning, like even when I first moved back to LA, I was so inspired with Nip because I went to Vector 90, and he always talks about cutting out the middleman.
Yep.
So I've always called my crib the compound. Like I have everything there. I have sewing machines. I have embroidery machines. I've always wanted to focus to make it a place where we, you know, create and make things. You know what I'm saying? So.
What was I gonna ask? Oh yeah, are you doing anything like footwear wise? What's up with shoes? I know you have a love for shoes. Like,
I'm dropping these.
okay,
I'm having fun.
I need the black pair.
Customizing shoes.
Yeah. What is the turquoise inspiration? Is it just like your appreciation for Native American culture?
Yeah, I like.
Well, I know we talk about it often, so like I know he has like an opinion.
Nah. So believe it or not, I actually talked to Elaina about this before. So
Good.
I'm very fascinated with Native American culture. Because growing.
They just be doing yoga poses like mid. Come on, baby.
Come here.
Come on, ya baby.
Yeah, so I really admire like Native culture. So believe it or not, there's a sense of relatability that I have with Native culture. My dad fought against North Vietnam, so that's the communists during the Vietnam War.
Yeah.
And imagine the fall of Saigon happened in '72. Sometimes I'm like a historian. Sometimes so weird. I like old things, and sometimes I sit there and I think like, can you imagine just families just jumping on boats and trying to get on a helicopter, just get the fuck out of there?
That's crazy.
You know, people. My dad is a G. Like my dad is a general. He's been a big inspiration in my life. But my mom would tell me this story that to this day I think about. So I asked my mom one day, what happened during the fall of Saigon? What was going on? She said, I was running crazy with 2 of your sisters and your brother. I'm pregnant with your other brother. And my dad is with my mom. And my uncle wanted my mom to get on the boat. Like, just my uncle lives in Houston now. He left in the 70s. She was like, I can't. I don't want to leave him. So it was a story where like it gets deep. I'm sorry it gets deep. I'm sorry it gets deep, but it's a story where like my mom would tell me like my dad tried to hijack a plane because he's a pilot.
About that life.
He was about that life. My dad was really about that life. So I think my mom didn't want that to happen. So needless to say, they stayed. So when they stayed, my dad told me the story about how it all happened, how it went down. The North Vietnamese did like this whole physical and was like, yo, we're doing a physical. So they took my dad and all the South Vietnamese soldiers to this fake physical thing, and they told them to wear gym clothes. By the time they got there, it's like, you're captured.
Oh,
so then
crazy.
my dad did 10 years. He's a prisoner of war. He did 10 years of that. My mom waited for him. Crazy story. But
shout out mom.
At the time,
real one.
At the time, America did a program to get South Vietnamese soldiers over and anyone that's biracial. So a lot of Americans were having kids and stuff. So they did a program like, okay, let's try to bring these people over, whatever, help out. So in a sense of when I'm here in America, I preserve my South Vietnamese culture because even the emoji that's on Instagram, I don't fuck with that emoji. That's a Viet Cong flag. That's a flag that my dad fought against. So in a sense, with what the culture of, the natives is like preserving the culture and being able to meet, someone like Elaina and also being friends with Sponto and knowing how deep that shit runs in their blood, their culture, that's how I feel too. So I think even with Elaina, it's like, I've always told myself I'm like the last of the dying breed because it's like, it's up to me and people similar to me to continue to teach this to our culture because they changed our history. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm so fascinated with Native American culture. And then, the turquoise stones is important to me because turquoise stones also represents like time and patience and growth. It's like the whole analogy of nothing grows overnight. That's a part of the turquoise stone. So so when I even go and when I'm in Japan and like there's people waiting in line to get this native flag, the native feathers and stuff. And I'm discovering the designer. I'm like, oh, he actually.
It's like those silver pieces,
Yeah,
huh?
yeah.
Yeah, and they're pricey.
Yeah, so that designer, himself, he actually joined a native tribe for like 20 years.
Oh shit!
Wow.
He learned a lot of stuff through their culture, and then he came back and started making the feathers. So, but the thing about that brand is like when you wait in that line, it's very unique. Like you only can buy one thing at a time. So like collecting and stuff like that. So I think my biggest journey in life was just being able to understanding time and patience and stuff like that. So yeah, right now it's just one of those things where like I know my capacity, I know what I can do, and I'm excited to just have fun with it. Like this next few collections, these pieces are very unique and very dope. Right now, I'm just learning how to pump volume to sustain the bigger picture. But I got like some cool things happening. Might be doing a pop-up in Japan. I'm really excited about. Tapping up with my big homie Pogi out there. He wants me out there for March. Might do Complex Con Hong Kong. They want me out there too.
Oh, that's fire.
But yeah, so it's a lot of things. I have another big thing that's coming up in the fall that I'm super excited about that I can't speak on.
I'm gonna get it off the record.
Just for me to be a kid from Ohio to be able to pull this next one off, I'm like,
Okay, so it's something in Ohio.
Hell yeah.
it's this, So I wear this hat proudly, and then being able to, if I can, go and carve some stuff out with that'll be really dope. Like I'm really excited for that. And as far as the sneaker thing, I did design a shoe at the time at New Balance and stuff with Levi.
Oh yeah, we did talk about that.
That I was able to pretty much own that whole idea and creative
Right.
creativeness. Like my SVP at the time was really, really, really solid. Shout out to Jonathan Chung. Like he really believed in me, so he let me cook. You know what I'm saying? But next, I wanted I wanted a 990, but I understand at the time they're just trying to push 327. So yeah, the next sneaker. I mean, I would love to do a sneaker. So that's next.
Speak it into existence.
Man,
sure.
it's coming.
Sprinkle.
Yeah,
That's
anything
for
can happen.
sure.
I mean, the way shit's going for you, I feel like
I mean,
it could
might be
possibly
coming
happen.
soon.
Yeah.
That's next.
And we're 5, 6, 7 for when it does.
Yeah.
In men's size.
Please and thank you. Appreciate it.
Okay, I feel like we could go on and on. I feel like you could tell us a million stories, but I don't know how long we've been recording now. I feel like it's been a minute.
Bobby out here?
We're about to get out of here. We didn't have an unboxing question, but we're about to unbox these shoes.
Where'd you put it? Oh,
Right here.
right here.
I really need those.
Yeah, they're actually
Leathers.
pretty
They're
cool.
not too bad
Yeah,
in
we ended up
person.
getting the.
Do we have the release date for this? Or no?
I actually don't know.
I don't know either.
The tag came off. It's like right here.
Oh.
The
I might have to hit
red,
Elena's plug.
the reimagined, right? Fours. Not mad at them. I think the price point is
this-
about $240, $220.
220 and then probably 240 at the
And
Yeah,
tax.
with
it's
tax.
a lot better in person too. And you got a men's size. Thank
Yeah,
God.
and I got the men's size. Shout out the homie. I'm not gonna say his name
This
yet,
shoe give
but
me laser 4 moments.
oh, that's yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I remember I would tell you, so I was in Dayton, Ohio, out there doing my little thing, hustling, whatever I was doing at the time. I walked into Devereaux,
Oh, Devros.
had
I
the
forgot
laser
all about
fours.
Devros.
Oh, those
and at the
Dang,
time I
that's
couldn't see
nice.
myself paying like, it was like 3 something at the time.
Damn, but at the time, like that's
That
a
was
big.
hard.
That is.
So being able to hold this shoe definitely give me that laser 4 moment.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's,
These
it
is
does.
cool.
It gives
And not the white laser 4, right?
the
black
the
one.
black, the black
okay.
one. That was the- yeah.
Pair
Yeah.
Cuddy was wearing all the
The-
time. Cuddy was
Yeah,
wearing all
it's
the
crazy.
time.
I posted these on my story and just like asked people their thoughts. A lot of mixed reviews. Some people were like pass. Some people were like, I need a bunch of pairs. Some
bunch
people.
of pairs.
John Lee said he needs 3 or 4 pairs.
Jesus Christ.
I'm not mad at them though. I
I might have
honestly,
to double up. I'm gonna have to double
I
up.
really like these. I wish the leather was a little bit more tumbled, in my
Yeah.
opinion. I love like the super tumbled leather
Do
on
you
the
like
3s.
this better than the suede that was on the last release?
Ooh.
I like
No,
I
'cause
like
the
this
suede,
leather.
but I like these because I feel like these I could wear to a bar. I could wear in the rain.
You don't have to worry about
I don't
them.
have to worry about
Yeah.
ruining these or how
That
to
is a
clean
plus over that
these.
shoe,
That
I
is
will
one
say.
thing. So, and I honestly would like to see how these wear over time. Like, certain shoes just age well, and
Yeah.
I'm really curious how this upper and everything is just going to age. But I will say, like, I hate that most 4s, like, I mean, I feel like for me, like, this paint cracks easy.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
my 4s. I forgot what
Oh,
year
and the
that
tab's
was.
not too hard. Sometimes you know how the tab
Oh
will be.
yeah,
I'm like,
it's
Yeah,
not.
I definitely
because
need
sometimes that tab be jabbing you in your ankle.
No, that should be hurting.
This was a pair that I really was like, what the fuck when I first seen it. because I'm so used to seeing Suede.
Yeah, but in person, they're really
really
Not
great.
bad, yeah. Yes, can't be mad at it.
This is the unboxing for the day, y'all.
a legit unboxing.
Let us know what you think.
Unboxing. I don't know the exact date. Comes out in what, a month or so?
No,
I would assume
Is
probably
it
like
February? Oh yeah,
Yeah.
we're into
It
February.
might be
now.
next week, to be
My
honest.
birthday's in like 2 weeks, so
Drop the cash.
February's here. Come here, baby.
Well, thank you, Khanh, again for
Yes,
coming
thank
on.
you
Yeah,
so
this was
much.
fun.
Yeah, thanks for having
I
me.
really enjoyed hearing your story, to be
Absolutely.
honest.
Like
Yeah.
honestly, like I was really captivated.
Right.
I was like,
Because they've always talked about you, so this is my first time really meeting you.
Yeah.
So I've heard other things about you, but like hearing like your story from
like,
your point of view,
motherfucker.
That's
nice.
I gotten a lot better talking, being on that show. So like,
Yeah.
it's gotten to a point where like, I guess the thing about the show, I just came to realize one day, like, you know, I never would imagine people like, I guess, looking up to you on that global level. So like being able to like, I guess, inspire people is just important.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, you had inspiration from when you were younger, like you
Yeah,
said, in your
so now
hood
you're
and
that.
everything, and like people are looking at you. That's the one thing I think people forget. Like even like no matter how big or small, people are always low key watching you. Like
Yeah.
So especially in these day and age on social media. But okay, Janelle, drop all the
socials.
Bam.
socials.
Don't forget to follow us on all of our platforms: YouTube, Sneaky Link Podcast; Instagram, Sneaky Link Pod; audio podcast stuff, Spotify and Apple Podcasts.
Yes.
Sneaky Link
And
Pod.
make sure you follow our good friend Khanh.
Yes, drop your ads.
And made by NGO.
We'll put it down here.
Yeah.
In the description below.
But yeah, that's it. This is another episode of Sneaky Link Podcast.
Thanks, guys. See you next time.
Bye.
Hey, yeah. Okay.